Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Rant Booth, exclusively here on A2D Radio. We are live on all platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. Follow us on all of our socials. Subscribe to the channel. Watch all of our shows. We have great shows every single night. Great personality here at A2D Radio. But this is the Rant Booth every Wednesday night here on 10th Street on the Boardwalk in Ocean City, New Jersey. We got people purchasing hats left and right. If you do come into the store tonight and you come rant with us, rant about anything you want in the world of sports, I will be ranting about Howie Roseman tonight. Not really Howie Roseman, but all of the Howie Roseman truthers
Yes.
that are making something out of nothing. We will be ranting about everything. So if you come on, rant with us, you'll get 10% off your purchase in the store. And remember, if you are a subscriber to A2D Radio, this rant booth sponsored by All Campus. John Coyle to my left. I am Jimmy Rodweller. All Campus is giving 20% off of everything in the store, including hats and shirts to all of our subscribers. So make sure you check us out here in Ocean City, New Jersey. A lot of perks, a lot of stuff to get into. So let's just start off. We'll start with the poll. It'll be oriented towards football, and then we'll jump right into baseball. First things first, poll. It's going to be, will the Eagles live up to expectations this season? The Eagles will live up to expectations this season. Agree or disagree? I'm going to agree to the poll. I just think that their roster is probably one of the best rosters in football right now.
Easily.
Like I'm thinking about when Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay.
Right.
And they basically had an all-pro team around Tom Brady.
Correct.
That's what I see right now. The addition of Chauncey Gardner-Johnson from the Saints is unbelievable. Like, he's going to be a fan favorite right from the jump.
Yeah, that's a huge pickup. Not only is he going to be a fan favorite and an energy guy for this team, he's actually a player.
Yeah.
Right? He could play the position, a need position for us, which we thought we filled twice over this year, this offseason. But now we went to the well another time, and hopefully we got the guy.
Yeah. So I love what Howie Roseman did there. I do like what Howie Roseman did, fixing his mistake, getting rid of Jaylen Reagor.
Yeah.
That's something we'll talk about later on in the show. All the people that are just praising Howie for it, I just don't understand the praise because you wouldn't have had to get rid of a first-round pick this year. You wouldn't have had to sign a guy to over $100 million this year if you just made the right pick.
Correct.
And you sent that guy that you picked before him to Justin Jefferson
to play with him.
It's just unbelievable that people are praising him. So we'll get into that earlier on the show. But just a quick, I will agree. I do like the more I think about it, the more I see Jalen Hurts has so much around him. I love the offensive coaching staff. The defensive coaching staff, that's going to be the big question mark for me, along with Jalen Hurts' development throughout the season. But I do think Jalen Hurts will he'll prove me wrong because I've been talking a lot of smack about Jalen since 2020, since that atrocious draft class. But now that he has a lot of those pieces around him, the best offensive line in football, one of the better wide receiving cores, one of the best tight ends in the game, a really, really good defense.
Yeah.
I think they'll live up to expectations, and I think the expectation is to win at least one playoff game, get to the divisional round.
That's what I was going to ask. What is the expectation, right? Is the expectation winning the division and maybe getting a bye? Or is the expectation have to come through in the playoffs?
I think it's win at least one playoff game.
Okay.
I think it's already known that a lot of these people, a lot of our fans here in the Delaware Valley, they want them to win the division, so that will equal a home playoff game. Now, whether that's a first-round bye, I don't know. I'll leave that out of the overall expectation.
Okay.
But let's just say that the overall expectation is for the Philadelphia Eagles to win the division and win a home playoff game and make it to the divisional round of the playoffs. I think they will reach all that.
You think that happens?
Yes.
And I'm in agreement, too. I'm going to agree to that. I do think that this roster is the best roster in football.
Yeah.
Arguably, you have Denver, who has a really good one. The Chargers have a really good one. But I do think the Eagles are very comparable to everyone and probably, a top of everyone.
Yeah.
Whether they win a playoff game or not, I'm not going to sit here and say 100%. I think a 12-win season having a bye in the first round of the playoffs is a successful season.
Even if they don't win that
Even if you don't win a playoff game. Yeah.
At home.
At home, yeah.
After a very successful season with a down schedule.
Right.
I would think that would be a failure. I think you need to win at least one playoff game.
Well, I guess it determines
the way. It depends how you lose.
The way you lose, I guess, maybe. But if they do lose, it's still an upgrade to me, right? You have now upgraded and you're moving forward every year.
Yeah.
Right? I don't need the big jump where we come and had, squeaked into the playoffs last year. A lot of people say because of our schedule and, because of the matchups that we had and the injuries that we faced, squeaked into the playoffs last year and then immediately go to the Super Bowl. I don't need to see that big jump.
Yeah.
Right? Just give me a little bit of progress every year.
Mhm.
I'm okay with a little bit of progress. I think this roster is built for the long term.
Yeah.
Right? We're a little bit old in some positions, but Howie has actually done a pretty decent job in backfilling some of those positions, especially the trenches.
Yeah.
So our trenches have some young players behind them that I think can sustain a long run here for the Eagles.
No, I hear you, but where I think we will come into a little bit of a disagreement or button heads when it comes to this poll, I think they need to win a playoff game because the way that they squeaked in last year, like you said, because of playing everybody wants to say you play who's in front of you.
Correct.
When you played those good quarterbacks or somewhat competent quarterbacks last year, they looked like Hall of Famers.
Yeah, you got smacked.
And then when you played borderline Canadian Football League quarterbacks, you were smacking them.
Right.
And then the second you make it into a playoff, which I think the new trick on words is a Mickey Mouse playoff spot in my opinion last year.
It was
with the 7th seed squeaking in,
Yep.
Vikings collapsing. You make it, and then you play a real team in hot weather. Like Jalen Hurts was playing in hot weather. Like people are saying that we need to see if he could do it. Have a good one.
Take care, guys.
I appreciate you. But we're saying that let's see if he could do this in Lambeau Field. The dude couldn't do it in 90-degree weather in Tampa.
Correct.
Or 80-degree weather in Tampa.
Right.
It was a beautiful day.
And listen, I am a strong believer in first-year rookie starting, first playoff game is failure. He's had that now.
Yeah.
Right? So even if he loses a game, I think Jalen Hurts will play good enough to be able to give us a chance to win.
Yeah.
Even if we lose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be down on the Eagles or Jalen if we don't win a playoff game.
Yeah.
If we have a great year, go into the playoffs hot, and lose a close one, that's got to be a success.
Yeah, if you lose a close one, and you're at home, you lose a close one to, say, the 49ers.
Correct, yeah.
Which, in my opinion, would still be unacceptable. Jalen Hurts versus Trey Lance. I mean, the defense is probably going to be a top 5 defense, right?
Right.
If you can't beat Trey Lance in the playoffs at home, that's a failure.
Yeah, but you also got to figure the San Fran defense might be a top 5 defense also.
That's true, but
right.
Jalen Hurts hasn't done anything against a good defense right now so far.
Well, we're going to see.
And we'll see. We'll see.
We're going to see. Week 1, right? Detroit has significantly upgraded their defense.
Yeah.
Right? They're going to be a little bit of a problem for our offense. Let's see how they do.
Yeah. We see everybody chiming in the comments. We got Pove saying he disagrees because he's reading a lot of NFC Championship or bust, which I'm not on that boat.
I'm not on that boat.
I don't need them to make the NFC Championship. I need them to make it to the divisional round.
Okay.
That's what I need.
Yeah, and so do I. But I can do it bye-bye.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm okay doing it bye-bye.
But then also, you had that successful of a regular season, and then you can't show up in the first game of the playoff at home. That would be unacceptable to me.
Okay.
Especially if we think that this defense is going to be so good. That's why I'm saying, no matter what, if you get the first round bye, then yeah, NFC Championship or bust. If you get that first round bye.
Okay.
If you don't, then yeah, win me the wild card weekend, get me to the divisional round. And then we'll go from there.
Yeah,
then we're playing with cash money.
I think that's going to be the majority of the fan base is going to think that way.
Yeah.
And hopefully that comes true, and we don't have to worry about this argument.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be tough sledding in the playoffs still for this team.
All right, let's get to a few more comments, then we'll jump right into baseball, talk some MVP talk. We'll talk about the Phillies just atrocious last 2 days.
Last couple games have been
rough, been brutal. But Ryan Swope disagrees. The Jalen Hurts factor will be a bigger problem than we realize. Hurts will have to be successful, but at the same time, he'll have to avoid running immediately on passing plays. Yeah, I mean, it's the same stuff that everybody says. I mean, I've been saying it since we drafted the kid in 2020.
Right.
And that's what I like. This is his best roster that he's ever been around. And I think that includes his days at Alabama. That includes his days at Oklahoma. And he has the same offensive coaching staff for the first time back-to-back years since he started playing competitive football.
Correct.
So I think that's going to be a big factor. I think his relationship with Sirianni and Steichen, his receiving core, his offensive line, like everybody loves him in the room. So now it's time's yours, Jaylen.
Yeah.
Which I think he's going to play above average football this year, I think.
Let's not mistake, right? Let's not try to put it into the quarterback position is the most important position in all sports. We understand this.
Yeah.
But let's not put Jalen Hurts into that category of the best quarterbacks in this league.
No, yeah, it's
right?
not even close.
It's not going to happen.
He's 16 to 20 right now, still in my eyes.
I'm with you. Let's put it to where let's limit the turnovers. I don't care if he can go through a 4-read route. I don't care. I care that he can get to his first read, to his second read, and then protect the ball after that. That's what I care about. If he does that, he's giving his team a chance.
Yeah.
All right? That's what Carson Wentz did not do. That's what a lot of quarterbacks do not do, right? They go through 1, they go through 2, and then they rush 3 and make a mistake. I don't want to see that.
So I think I came to an epiphany the
Okay.
other day. What I need him to do is what we saw Carson Wentz do in 17 when he had his MVP season. The two best things that Carson did in that year was he was successful on 3rd and long, and he scored touchdowns in the red zone.
Yes, he did.
That's
it.
That's what Jalen Hurts needs to do.
Take advantage of the field position that your defense will give you this year.
Yes.
And we will win games.
Yes. And when I'm talking 3rd and long, if that means he's going to dart out of the pocket and convert those 3rd and longs, get us to the red zone, and then you score, I need to be able to see that come playoff time too. Okay. Or if you want to do it the more conventional way where you're throwing those 10 to 15, not even 8 to 12-yard routes
slants, outs,
on the hash marks, then I need to see that. Either way, that's what Jalen Hurts needs to be successful on this year in order for him to prove that he is the guy here in Philly, because you have everything else around you.
I agree with that statement, yes.
So, Daly says he agrees. Catch Daly every Tuesday night, Hockey Happy Hour. They do a great job talking everything NHL, so make sure you check him out. I agree. The expectations for me is going to be a win, the division, and a playoff win. This team has to be put together very well. Jalen needs the ball out. Yeah, I mean, that's a consensus.
That's the consensus, I feel like. I just hate that last statement, right? Jalen needs the ball out. I hate that statement. Let's not put too much expectations on this kid, right? He's not throwing for 5,000 yards. Yeah. He's not throwing 40 touchdowns. Let's not try to pigeonhole that because that's the way the league is.
Yeah.
That's not the way this team is going to succeed.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's jump right into MLB talk. As we stated earlier, Phillies had a rough past 2 days in Arizona. They blow a 7-0 lead, end up losing 13-7 on Monday. Last night, they just Aaron Nola turns into September Nola once again, and just like that, it seems like we're down in the dumps. The best way to look at this is it's baseball, and you take it game by game. And you salvage a series, or you salvage a win tonight. You don't get swept, and then it's just on to the next. You go to Game World, and you hopefully
take 2 out of 3.
Take 2 out of 3 if you can sweep them.
Yep.
But that's the best thing that can happen at this point. You look at the rest of the schedule; they still have half of September until they go against a quote-unquote good
quality team. Yeah.
They have been taking care of business against these horrible teams this whole season.
And you have to.
Yeah, well, they have to. You can't really get down on them that much, but I can understand the frustration. I mean, this team does this to us for the 4th year in a row now.
Right.
It's just it was tough to see those last
2
days.
It is tough to see the way that you're losing is more impactful than the loss itself.
Yeah.
The 7-0 lead, that hurts, right? And then literally just getting Nola shell shocked. You're right. That's what it was. It was complete shell shock from who we consider, some of us consider an ace. You know what I mean? Who looked like a Cy Young candidate.
I heard it on the dial yesterday. They were calling Aaron Nola the ace of this baseball team.
Right. I think that the way that we lose is a little bit hard to take,
unacceptable at times.
hard to take, unacceptable. But baseball's the biggest roller coaster. And that's I've played baseball. Everyone's played baseball here. You have to go with the ups and downs.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to have them. You just hope that you're hitting up when it matters.
Yeah.
And we still have, 30 games left?
Yeah.
35 games left, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm okay with losing a couple games because you can't win them all. There's no expectations for us to catch the Braves.
Yeah.
There's no expectations for us to catch the Mets.
And
let's just stay where we are in the playoffs,
mm-hmm.
and let's hope that we could get our pitching rotation where we need it. Healthy. Wheeler needs to get healthy. Nolan needs to be able to go game one and solidify a win for us. And let's hope that we could go that way, right? That's all we can wish for right now.
Yeah.
Winning every game, I'm off that train.
Yeah.
It's not important to me right now.
And if you look at it like through these eyes, I know you don't play around your schedule to try and see who you play in the playoffs.
You have to.
The case in point is, or the best way to prove against that is Philly versus Atlanta. 2 years ago now?
2 years ago, yep.
Game 7?
Yep.
Game 7 where Mr. Ben Simmons didn't take the layup or take the dunk.
Correct.
I mean, you can't think about who you play. And if people are thinking about, this is great, this is great, keep them losing so that they play Milwaukee, it doesn't matter. Just get into the playoffs. There's no need to sweat it out.
I'm in the same theory. Listen, the Dodgers are the big, gorilla in the NL.
Yeah.
We're going to see them, whether it's going to be the first round, the second round, or the championship. We're going to see the Dodgers. So I don't care when we play them.
Yeah.
I don't care what seed we are. We're going to have to go through them.
Mm-hmm. And I still love this lineup. I mean, Gene Segura batting 8th when everybody is out there.
Correct.
I mean, Bryson, Stott, Segura, Marsh, 7, 8, 9. And then you bring it right back around to Schwarber.
Yeah,
I'm taking that lineup against anybody
all
in the league.
day.
Anybody in the league.
And besides these last 2 games, everyone's hot.
Yeah.
Right? And there's not one guy that you can say is kind of slacking. Maybe Verling, if he's in, or Marsh. But
even game 1 against Arizona, they put up 7 runs in the first
right
4
away.
innings.
Right away, yep.
And then the second your pitchers just collapse, that's just demoralizing for the team. So I can't even blame the hitters for not putting up any more runs.
No, you put up 7 runs, you win the game.
You win the game.
You win the game.
I mean, that's the over in every single baseball game this year.
Right.
You go past that threshold in the first 4 innings, and you end up losing 13-7.
Yeah, there is concerning spots with the Phillies right now. The back of our bullpen is really scary, which makes the front of our bullpen worse.
Yeah.
Because now you got to put those guys to the back.
Yeah.
Right? It's a chain reaction. And that does have me a little bit scared with this team.
Yeah.
The lineup does not scare me. The defense really hasn't scared me lately. I mean, they've been playing really good. Yeah, they've been playing really good defensively, which I thought was going to be the big, hurdle for this team.
Yeah. Well, Brandon Marsh is a suitable center fielder in this league.
Yes, he is.
I know Bohm's had his ups and downs. He's had a few just costly errors the past few nights, but he's come around.
He's been great.
His arm is still unbelievable. And when he makes a play, he makes a play. He just needs to do it more consistently, and that'll come with time.
I've been real happy with Stott, shortstop.
Stott at shortstop has been a vacuum.
He's shown a lot. Yeah.
I mean, Segura fumbled the bag. Was it last night or 2 nights ago?
2 nights ago. Yeah,
2 nights ago, he had a horrible play, but he's usually a very reliable second baseman. Reese Hoskins, he's just a boot at first base.
You'll live with
1 out of 9.
Last night trying to barehand the squeeze play.
Yeah. But you can live with that. I mean, when 6 out of 9 guys are not even 6. I think your left fielder is pretty good.
Your left fielder is doable.
Yeah, it's just Castellanos in right field and Reese Hoskins at first base. Those are the rough
I was
spots.
about to say, you're taking our best defender in the outfield. You're taking him out, right? Because now he has to DH.
Yeah.
You put Harper in right field, and this defense looks a lot better.
Oh, yeah.
With that arm that he has.
It's a playoff baseball team.
Correct. And it looks a lot better.
And another thing that I think that's going to help the Phillies is keeping Zach Eflin in the bullpen for the rest of the year, or at least for the time being. I think that's going to help out.
I think he has to be.
Well, yeah. But for him to be able to come into spots like last night, possibly, when you could just tell it's not Nola's night,
right?
You could bring in Zach Eflin for the the third to sixth inning, have
Who
him
could-
pitch like 3
Who
innings
could get
or
you
something.
3? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then by that time, sixth inning is still maybe a baseball game. You bring in a Roberson, or you bring in a Coonrod, you bring in an Alvarado. Like,
Yeah.
you won't have to depend on Andrew Bellotti being your long
Long
reliever.
reliever, and that's
who
scary.
just stinks,
right.
or Christopher
right.
Sanchez being your long reliever who just flat out stinks out loud.
Bellotti, I think he has decent stuff, but I've never seen a flatter fastball in my life. The guy literally throws a 4-seamer that just doesn't move.
Yeah.
It's the flattest thing I've ever seen.
I know hitting a baseball is probably the hardest thing to do in sports.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I could, like with enough practice, I could hit Andrew Bellotti's fastball.
Yeah.
Like, give me a week.
Right.
A week on the pitching machine, just jack that up to 95 miles an hour, and boom.
Right.
You tell him to come. Yeah, here, Jimmy. You get $100 if you get a single off Andrew Bellotti. It's gonna happen.
You'll poke one somewhere.
It's gonna happen
because
the guy flat out stinks out loud. I don't understand the guys that have been praising him. I mean, just every single big spot, the guy just stinks out loud.
We don't need him in big spots, right? If you tell me you could have him in the 6th inning when it's a 7-1 game, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I can live with that. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Or, when we're getting blown out, throw him in, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, let me up some innings.
Yeah. So,
but in big spots, I don't want to see him.
Yeah, he shouldn't be on this playoff roster. I know I was all over Syndergaard. I was all over the idea of Syndergaard, and then we'll get into some MVP talk.
Yep.
But I was all over that trade. I can't stand him, to be completely honest now. The way he just weaseled out of the Mets game, and then he got his opportunity to go against the Reds and then the Pirates, and then he just pulls out a choke job against the Pirates. That made me see everything I needed to see when it comes to Noah Syndergaard.
Listen,
I'm over.
Noah Syndergaard is what he is. He's a bottom of the rotation, 5th starter, 6th spot start guy. He doesn't have the stuff that is a quality starter should have.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's the best move. Yes, we have won 6 of his 7 starts now or something, and it's been a good trade. I'm not going to say it hasn't been a good trade, but it's not going to. If he has to start a playoff game for us, we're in trouble. Plain and simple, we're in trouble.
It reminds me of the Ian Kennedy trade last year. Now I would say Kyle Gibson, but Kyle Gibson's been good for us.
Kyle Gibson's been good for us, yeah.
But it's essentially the Ian Kennedy trade last year. I'm not going to go down on Dombrowski because I think he's done a great job.
He has.
Considering what he's had in the minor league system, considering what McPhailure and Clintack did to this organization.
Yeah.
I think he's done a great job, and there's nothing much more I think he could have done.
Right.
But go get me a shortstop next year. Move Stott to second base, and then we'll go from there.
Get me a center fielder.
Brandon Marsh is going to be that guy. I'm okay with Brandon Marsh being your 9-hitter and playing a good center field.
Right.
I'm okay with that. And then go get me a middle infielder, move Stott to second base, bring up one of your puppies, whether it's Andrew Painter or Mick Abel, and then we're good.
I think you bring both of them up, and I am in love with that starting rotation.
Yeah.
If they are both what they think they are.
Yeah. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? They both fail? I don't think they'll both fail.
I don't think they'll both fail, yeah.
So if one of them are legit, then you scored.
You're right. It's a home run. Yep.
So, all right, let's get into some just MVP talk. Maybe start out. We'll start in the AL.
Yes, that's the main one for me right now.
Yeah. So where are you thinking?
I just have been, on listening to all the chatter today and all the radio shows on ESPN and everything, and I just am in complete disbelief how people are saying Ohtani has a chance to be MVP.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't understand what their merit is. Just because the guy can throw the ball and hit the ball?
Yeah.
Aaron Judge is the clear MVP. Not only is he clear MVP, Major League Baseball should give him the MVP in the NL for what he's doing because there's no one in the NL that deserves it. Yeah. All right? He is a clear favorite to win the MVP race this year. The guy might be the first player without steroids to break the home run record.
Yeah.
Right? He's on pace for 63 home runs.
Yeah.
No one outside of the steroid era has done that.
Yeah. I mean, what did Howard get to? Howard got to 58 one
58?
year. 58 one year. And that was the year he won MVP, correct?
Yes, it was.
2006?
Yep.
So, yeah, but before we even mentioned it, I'm like, why are we even going to talk? Like, Aaron Judge is the
Aaron
MVP.
Judge is the MVP, right? He leads the league in RBIs too.
Yeah.
He's probably going to win a Gold Glove at center field. He's not in right field anymore.
Yeah.
He's in center field for the New York Yankees.
Because Aaron Hicks can't play a center field.
Correct. You're talking about a guy who's 6'6", 250?
Yeah.
Playing
Big
center field for the New York Yankees.
And he's going to win a
and doing it at Gold Glove level.
Yep.
And he's hitting 60 home runs and 125 ribs.
And he's not hitting those Kyle Schwarber, Nick Castellanos home runs when it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He's hitting home runs when it matters.
These are seeds, too.
Yeah. And they're going 450 feet.
Yeah.
Like average.
Yeah, I mean, he is – anyone who says that he's not the MVP of the AL –
they have an agenda.
Is an agenda-based person.
Yeah.
Yes, Ohtani is a special player. Yes, he has done something that we have never seen before besides Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
I get that. All right. That doesn't mean you just hand him an MVP.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's what these guys do all around. I mean, we see it locally. We see it nationally. Like, these guys do it for the clicks. They don't do it for the just real sports talk. And that's what A2D radio is about. I know we say it all the time, but that's, like, we'll tell you what's real.
Correct.
There's no agenda talk. There's no agenda books in this company.
Nope.
We just tell you what the fact of the matter is. And if somebody's actually saying that Shohei Ohtani deserves the MVP this year over Aaron Judge in the AL, they either A, don't watch baseball,
right,
B, have an agenda, or C, they just have just this infatuation with guys like Shohei Ohtani, LeBron James,
who can do something.
Steph Curry,
yeah. Who are just special players who are, listen, he's a foreigner coming to America and doing what he's doing. It's great.
Yeah.
But it's not MVP every single year.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
You want to get on? You want to take our first one?
Yeah, we got a ranter. We have a ranter. As John Coyle just rants about all the agenda books here out in the National Baseball League saying that Shohei Ohtani deserves the AL MVP votes. It's just atrocious. What's going on?
How's it going? What's your name?
My name's Jimmy.
Nice to meet you, Jimmy.
Yep.
I'm Hunter.
Hunter, nice to meet you. I see the Denver Broncos hat on.
Yeah, going to be an interesting season, so we'll see how that goes.
Dude, I got the Broncos winning the AL West, or the AFC West, and I think Russell Wilson has a big shot at winning MVP.
There's a good – if he performs right, without a doubt, yeah, I mean, new team, new coach, new face of franchise. Problem is, have you seen the lineup around him and what's on the other team too?
Yeah,
every other team is definitely a playoff contender at the minimum.
In the AFC West, right?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you have the Chiefs with Mahomes and Andy Reid. You can never count them out. Derek Carr and Devontae Adams. And just that Raiders. The Raiders' defense is good too. So they're going to be dark horses, I believe. I think 3 out of the 4 teams are going to make it to the playoffs in the AFC West. And believe it or not, I think the Chiefs are going to miss out just because they have the weakest defense and they have the weakest offensive line.
You know, it's funny you say that. I'm actually on the same page with you there. I don't think the Chiefs are going to do as great as everyone's saying. I think you had your, 5 years of just fame across the board. I think that's it. I hate to say it. Your dynasty is just kind of good team, though. Great quarterback. Great almost everything, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Only time will tell.
But when it comes to the Broncos, you say what he has around him. I think Courtland Sutton is a beast. I think Jerry Jeudy, when he catches the ball, is really, really good. Their offensive line is okay.
It's better now than it used to be.
Yeah.
No more running for your life and then hoping someone catches it.
I think Javonte Williams is going to be a top 3 fantasy running back in the league. But I think he has the potential to be what Marshawn Lynch was in 2011, 2012, 13, 14.
I'm hoping so there. I don't. It's the problem is it's all on that line because Wilson's good. Problem is the dude's getting older. Everyone does, and especially when you get older, your knees start to give out. I mean, so we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, we see Aaron Rodgers though. I mean, back-to-back MVP winner, and he's 38, 39 years old now. 40.
Dude's a beast though.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a totally different game with Rodgers.
Dude, I think Russ is right up there when we're talking about quarterback top echelon levels. I think there's a tier A. And then I think there's just a tier A right below the tier A. And I think Russell Wilson's right in that second tier.
He's definitely in the B-plus tier, without a doubt. I mean, he's a good player. Like I said, the biggest thing that's going to be interesting, at least to me, is new coach, new offense. Essentially speaking, a whole new team. Everybody there is pretty young.
Yeah.
It's not like they're too old, especially in the offensive group. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a few guys, but, I think he's actually one of them when it comes down to it all.
No, I hear you. So what do you – just final question. How far do you think the Broncos are going to go? especially in the AFC with all those quarterbacks.
I think they're better than the Chiefs without a doubt if they gel right.
Yeah.
Better than the Chiefs. I think they can take on the Raiders pretty easy if playing right and they got their head in the right zone. Yeah, I think they'll take on
Yeah.
the Chiefs. I think they'll do pretty good. I'm hoping championship. But being realistic, I'd say maybe right around the championship
Okay.
or get knocked out right before.
Okay.
It's going to be a tough one, though, so we'll see.
Well, there you go. It was nice talking to you, Hunter.
Nice
I appreciate
talking to you, too, bud. Have a
a
good
great
one.
rest of your day, all right? All right. So we had a respectable Bronco fan come on. Seems cautiously optimistic with the Broncos. That AFC West is just going to be just a gauntlet.
Yeah.
And like I said, over the past month or so, I think the Broncos are going to be the one that come out on top. I think they're going to go 11-6.
Right.
And I think Russell Wilson's going to have a legit shot at winning the MVP.
I was going to say the same thing. The Broncos are a team that I bet on this year to win the division.
Mm-hmm.
I did bet on them to go to the AFC East, the AFC Championship game. I don't know if they're going to get through, like the Chargers, Kansas City. I know they're in their division, but I do think 3 teams from that division is going to make it too. Yeah. So I do have high hopes for them, and yes, Russ will be in the MVP conversation when it's all said and done.
Yeah. Just real quick, out of those 4 teams, who are the 3 that you think are going to make it? Because if you ask me, I don't think the Chiefs are going this year.
I was going to say a lot of people are saying the Chiefs are going to be low man on the totem pole. I still got to give it to the Raiders. I'm not sold on their running game as much.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm ready to trust David Carr in big moments.
Yeah. Derek Carr.
Derek Carr, sorry.
Yeah.
I want David Carr.
I
wasn't trusting him either.
Nobody trusts David Carr, but every week you just disrespect Derek Carr more and more.
I'm not ready to trust him in big moments quite yet.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's got a real weapon now in Adams.
Yeah, college teammates.
Which definitely is going to help him. So, I don't know, maybe this is the year for them, but right now I have them on the outside looking in.
Yeah. So the only reason why I say the Chiefs is because A, they have the weakest offensive line, and B, they have the weakest defense. And those are the 2 things that win you championships nowadays.
Yeah.
And I think that the Raiders, Broncos, and Chargers just have far, far, far more just better talent when it comes to the offensive line and the defense.
I agree with you.
That's why I have the Chiefs at the bottom of that division. No disrespect.
The thing that the other teams don't have, they don't have Patrick Mahomes and they don't have Andy Reid.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's it, right? They don't have the pedigree that those 2 have.
Yeah.
And I will bet on pedigree and guys that have been there. Like anyone who was counting Aaron Rodgers out this year, just stop watching football.
Yeah.
Just stop watching football. The guy will get his team to the playoffs.
And not only that, I think they are just a stone cold lock to win the NFC North.
So do I. And everyone's all over Minnesota.
Yeah.
And I get it. They might be the darling pick. They look like they got the new coach. And everyone, I don't know how everyone thinks Kirk Cousins is going to go around slinging it for 5,500 yards this year. Like, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is Aaron freaking Rodgers.
Yeah.
I'm betting on that guy every time.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So I definitely have the Chiefs missing the playoffs. I got the Broncos, the Chargers, the Raiders, and then those last 2 wild cards. I think it's going to be there's one more, and I think it's going to be the Bengals and the Ravens. So whoever doesn't win the North, I think they'll get that last playoff play. Right. So I don't got the Dolphins going in. I don't have the Browns, obviously not anymore. Right. The Steelers, they may be able to sneak in, but I don't think so. But definitely not the Dolphins.
Yeah.
And then, that's really what it is. It's going to be the Dolphins, Chiefs, and
Bengals.
Well, I think the Bengals are going to make it.
Win?
I'm just saying the teams that are going to make, just miss out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Dolphins, Chiefs, and Steelers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, listen, AFC is way more competitive than NFC.
Yeah.
You're going to have a team in the AFC who probably could come out of the NFC who doesn't even make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right? Like the Bengals.
Yep.
Like the Dolphins. Dolphins have an incredible roster.
Yeah.
Incredible roster. They're going to be a really good team. I'm never betting against Bill Belichick. I don't know how you bet against that guy too. Nope. But that roster looks like it's horrible. But they have him.
Yeah.
So they're gonna compete too.
Yeah, they'll compete. I just don't think they'll be like real. You know what I'm trying to like.
I don't think they're a contender.
Yeah,
but I think
I think they're
compete.
8-9, 9-8,
Right.
and I don't think
Right.
that's going to be good enough.
No.
I think you got to be 10-7
You gotta
to get
win
that last
10.
wild
You
card
gotta
spot.
win 10 in the AFC this year. Yeah.
So, and I think they're going to be. So I'll say, yeah, they'll be there, and they'll be one of the teams that just miss.
Right.
So, all right, let's get back to just NL MVP talk, because I think you ranted about your agenda book guys walking around with the agenda books and the pen, writing
Correct.
frantically, saying that Shohei Ohtani deserves AL MVP. It's just nonsense.
It is.
So I know you said that nobody deserves it in the NL, but somebody's got to have it. So who do you think's going to get that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a clear cut too, and it's a shame because there's still, like I said, 30 games out. But I think both MVPs and both leagues are set. Goldschmidt.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't know. The guy could win the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
Who's the last person to win a Triple Crown?
Miguel. What's his last name?
No.
Detroit
Tigers.
Tigers.
Cabrera.
Yeah, Cabrera.
Okay.
He did it. Didn't he do it back to back?
I'm not 100% sure. I do remember that he did do it with Detroit. Yeah. But to win a Triple Crown is one of the rare feats in baseball.
Yeah.
And it seems like he's going to do it. He's a little bit behind in home runs, but I think batting average and RBIs, he's really caught up.
Yeah.
And taking a little bit of a lead.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, they're probably going to win the NL Central.
Yeah, it looks like they're walking away with it now.
So they're going to be the third best team in the NL.
Right.
There's no clear-cut guy on the Dodgers because they're just an overall just a good team. Like it's like giving
their 1 through 9 is just a juggernaut.
Yeah. So whether you give it to Freeman or Mookie or Trey Turner, like you can't really decide between those three.
Right.
Because if you lose one of them, you still got the other two.
Correct.
So none of them are going to be MVP. You look at the Mets and the Braves. I mean, maybe Pete Alonso is going to be in second.
If Pete Alonso didn't get hurt, he was out for a little bit.
Yeah.
I think he could have had a chance, but he's kind of fallen off the cliff a little bit here.
Yeah. I just look at his clutch hits that he's had this year.
Yeah.
And I like that in MVP talk.
Right.
Like the guy gets hits in the 7th inning or later.
Right.
I mean, that's just the bottom line.
And our guy, right? If Bryce wasn't hurt, he would be in the mix.
He very well probably would have got back-to-back MVPs if he never got hurt.
Yes. How weak it was. He won it last year, and a lot of people say he didn't deserve it. He didn't have the numbers to win an MVP. But just
if you watch
what
baseball,
it was.
You would realize that he was
just what it was.
Yeah. And you look at, they were 16 games over 500 when he came back.
Right.
Just imagine if he played this full season, even on the elbow tear or whatever it was.
Yeah, just being a DH. Yep.
The guy would have. We very well could be talking about first place in the NL
easily
if he was there the whole time.
And I don't know, man. It's hard to say. I don't know how much better this team could have been with him, but you got to say they would have been at least somewhat better, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
So just being somewhat better when we were already so hot.
Yeah.
We would have been competing for that one spot.
Yeah. All those couple series that you lost against the Mets and the Braves, you very well could have swung that around and won those series against the Mets and Braves.
Right.
And just like that, you could have been 3 games away in the hunt with them.
And we all know those are 1-game swings, right? Those not half games like everything else now. Those are real 1-game swings, which are big.
Because I gave us the records last week. It was either on here or the Sports Hounds, but they were 20-15 against the playoff teams right now.
Right.
They were 6-6 against the Braves and 5-13 against the Mets.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But then every other team, they were above 500, including the Dodgers, including the Cardinals, including the Brewers, so including the Padres.
Yeah.
So if you just put Bryce Harper in this lineup against the Braves when they were 6-6 and the Mets when they were 5-13, this team very well could be in the hunt with those two teams right now.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, we would have been a lot closer to where it could have been a real race. Right now, I think the race is done. It's a 2-team race.
Yeah,
we're gonna just be fighting for the playoffs, for the wild card, which I think we should kind of have a little bit easily. I'm not going to say we have it easily, but it should be with the way our schedule is.
Yeah.
But the division is a 2-man race right now.
Yeah. The bottom line is you got to take it day by day, and you cannot get swept by this team tonight. You
got to win tonight.
Boy,
we got Gibson going tonight, right?
Falter.
Falter's got. Oh man, that's
Yeah,
scary.
but he's been good the past 2 starts. I
Yeah.
mean, he's better than Chris Sanchez, and from
Yeah,
what I've seen,
yeah.
he's better than Noah Syndergaard.
Right.
So, like Bailey Falter deserves a Thor nickname over
Yeah,
Syndergaard right now.
I mean, I'm not putting anything on Falter. I don't want to see him. I don't think a playoff team has a guy like that. That's a contender.
Yeah.
It's just look at the Mets rotation, look at the Dodgers rotation, and
I mean, you're gonna go.
you
4
don't
deep.
see a guy like that.
You're gonna go 4 deep, and I was wrong about Syndergaard. Like it's gonna be Wheeler, it's gonna be Nola, it's gonna be Suarez, and it's gonna be Gibson.
Oh, 100%.
And then Eflin's gonna be your long reliever, and then maybe Syndergaard can get a spot inning.
I
But
don't
even
think
then-
you see. Yeah, I don't think you see Syndergaard. Who realistically do you think he's coming in for? Like, what inning are we bringing him in that we think we have a chance of winning? Right? If he's coming in the 4th inning, it's because we're getting blown out.
Yeah.
Right? So he's not pitching the 6th, 7th, or 8th. He sure as heck ain't pitching the 9th. So I think he's going to be just sitting on the bench in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He's going to be the guy where we go down 6-0 in the 3rd inning. All right, throw him in and let's see if we can maybe just survive a couple of innings to get back in this game. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, and that guy's going to be Eflin, right?
It should be Eflin.
Yeah.
I think it should be Eflin.
If healthy, it should be Eflin.
Yeah.
And if it's not Eflin, it'll probably be Falter. Unless you bring a just go 1 inning at a time and you just deplete your bullpen for the rest of the series.
Nah, you won't do that.
And that's the thing. It's
got
to be
buy
Eflin.
innings. Yeah,
it's got to be Eflin or it's got to be Falter. And if it's Falter, this team's in trouble. But if he pitches well in September, who knows? Maybe you get confidence.
This is it. This is all comes down to it. The first round's 3 games. Noah Wheeler, you need to go 9.
You got to win one.
I need to see you.
You obviously got to win one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to win both of them because I'm not going. Let's say we play the Mets. Are you going?
Suarez versus Bassett.
Right.
I love Suarez. Dude.
I'm not. We're down in that. Even against Walker, I think we're down in that. We're going in behind on guns, as they say.
Yeah.
So I just don't think that's a recipe for a win. I think you got to go 1-2. Wheeler and Nola got to go 8-9 innings, and it's got to be under 2 runs. That's it.
No, I hear you.
It's the only way they're winning.
The only thing I'm going to say against that is the fact that both Gibson and Suarez will pitch unexpectedly well when there's no expectations, and then when they play against a team like the Diamondbacks, they will fold. That's what I've seen recently.
Yeah.
But when you put them up against those good lineups, they tend to pitch well.
Right. And we might see it, right? We might see a Suarez or Gibson, whoever they feel is the best matchup against whoever we're playing, go that 3rd game, that must-win game, that elimination game, where we're going to need them to come up big. So that's a realistic possibility too.
Yeah. So right now we are tied for that last wild card spot with the Padres.
Yeah.
We still do hold the 2nd spot because we own the tiebreaker against them.
Right.
And we are 2.5 games ahead of the Brewers.
Correct. And the Brewers have been kind of fading.
Yeah,
Let's hope that keeps happening.
They've been playing 500
because there's
baseball.
no one else behind them, right? That's it.
After the Brewers, it's the Diamondbacks.
Right. It's there. There's no one else.
So
all you got to do is just fend off the Brewers. And
then you got a series in St. Louis.
Yep. And we go to the playoffs.
Yeah, in St. Louis or in Atlanta, whatever spot you get.
Doesn't matter.
Does not matter.
It does not matter.
Yeah.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, all 3 games are in the higher seed term, right?
Yeah. Okay. You don't get a home playoff game until you reach the divisional round.
Correct.
Or the divisional series.
And that's 7 games. Right?
I don't know. I think it's 5.
Is it 5?
I think it's 3, 5, 7, 7.
Okay.
3, 5, 7, 7.
All right.
Yeah. Which I think is in our favor.
I think that is in our favor. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Because if you think about it, you got those first 3 games. I think it's 2. You have a day off, and then it's 1.
Well, it also depends on the days off.
Yeah.
Right, how many days off the MLB gives you in between the series.
Yeah. So for the wild card series, you get 2 in a row. You get a day off, and then you got 1.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that we're not going to win those first 2 games if we make it.
Okay.
It'll probably be a split. If one pitcher pitches fantastic, the other pitcher is not going to pitch fantastic.
I think if we play the Braves, we could go 2-0 with Wheeler Nola. If we play the Mets, I don't think we take both from DeGrom and Scherzer. I
Yeah,
hope we get one.
yeah. But who's on top of the Cardinals? Is that Wainwright and
I guess it's still Wainwright. I mean, I don't know. Is Flaherty coming back? Is he going to be anything if he
yeah,
comes back?
or Mikolas?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not 100%
if
sure.
you're telling me that, and then you put our lineup against their lineup, I love
I'm
that.
okay with that.
I love that.
100%.
And then even with the Braves, I mean, who you got? Fried, who we tend to keep up. Like Nola usually tends to keep up with Fried.
Right.
Um,
And he's had a little bit of arm problems. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think he could go a full game.
yeah, and then I think Strider will be there too.
Maybe.
Right?
Yeah.
And you could get his pitch count up because he's a strikeout pitcher.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with seeing those two.
I know.
Just
Strider,
don't give me the Mets or the Dodgers.
Well, yeah. But then again, if you do get to the divisional series,
Yeah.
anything can happen.
Anything
you
can
saw
happen,
in
right?
2011 when we had 4 aces
Yeah.
and we lost.
Yeah.
In the divisional series.
Yeah, anything can happen. Plus, a lot of it depends on the rotation, right? Who you see game one in that divisional series.
Yeah.
Are you seeing a DeGrom and Scherzer game 1 and 2, or are you seeing a Walker and Castillo or Bassett and Walker? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And to be honest, I mean we've hit on Scherzer. We have.
Yeah.
Like historically, Harper's hit Scherzer, but like our guys have hit Scherzer.
Yeah.
We can't touch Bassett.
No, he's been good against us.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been good
We
against
cannot
us.
touch Bassett, and DeGrom is DeGrom, obviously. So
No one's touching DeGrom.
Let's see if he stays healthy.
When DeGrom's healthy, he's the best pitcher in baseball.
Oh yeah, by far. So yeah, we'll see. I agree with you. I think Goldschmidt's going to run away with it. Goldschmidt's going to run away with it in the NL,
Yeah,
and
Judge.
Judge is going to run away with it in the AL. But before we move back on to NFL though, when it comes to Aaron Judge, what do you think's happening with his contract? I think he's going to be a Met.
I'm not. I don't think he stays.
I think he's going to be a Met.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to stay with the Yankees. Does he command a $500 million contract? I mean,
Oh yeah, after this season,
I think so.
after
Right?
this season, I think 420. Like what did Tatis get? 430.
Yeah.
Julio just got 223 guaranteed. It could go up to 400.
Correct. Could go to 400. And Trout's the one that everyone looks at.
Trout's
right?
500,
520 or something.
520.
Yeah.
I think Judge gets north of 475.
I think he's a 500 guy. I think he gets 500.
Now, I don't think it'll be guaranteed though.
No, I don't think it. Well,
Like I think it'll be a Julio Rodriguez.
I think it'll be guaranteed. I think it'll be guaranteed.
The dude's 20. How old is he? 29? 30?
No, I don't think he's that old.
He's
Is
old.
he?
He's
He that
older.
old?
That's what's tricky about his contract, because if he was still 28, like it's a no-brainer that the Yankees sign him.
What's it going to be? What's going to be the average yearly? You know, right? Trout's at what, 45? I believe 42, something like that.
Aaron Judge is 30.
Okay,
And he turns 31 next April.
Yeah, I mean, I still could see a 10-year, $500 million deal. I think he merits it. I think there's going to be a team out there that's going to give it to him.
But I don't think the Yankees are going to give it to him.
I don't think it's going to be the Yankees. I think they're going to settle on another guy.
I think they're going to trade for. I think the Yankees are going to trade for Soto, and Soto's going to take that spot.
That could be.
I think that's exactly what's going to happen. The Yankees have the prospects to give to San Diego
to get him. Yep.
And then you talk about Judge. Does he like show pettiness and go to the Mets? Does he go to the Red Sox?
No, he's going to go. He's going to go to the best deal.
Contract?
He's going to go to the best deal. And there's going to be a lot of teams out there, right? You got
the Red Sox will have.
Or the Red Sox are going to be a player again. You got teams like the Padres, who are going to have a little bit of cap space. I'm interested in seeing what a team like Baltimore does. Does Baltimore take a shot? Do they feel like they're close?
Yeah.
Right? They are signing some of their guys now.
Yeah.
Do they go and get that stud that they think could put them over the top? And if it doesn't work, you could trade Judge.
Oh, yeah.
You could trade Judge.
You'll get those prospects back.
Right. So I'm 100% thinking it could be an outside team.
Yeah.
We've seen Texas throw around a lot of money.
Yeah.
We're now seeing Seattle throw around money. Toronto has thrown around a lot of money.
I don't think he wants to go to Seattle, though, just because it's hard to hit in that park.
I hear you. I get it. I don't think he's going to turn down $500 million. Though,
well, yeah, that's another thing.
If someone throws $500 million on him,
Soto just turned down what, 450?
450, and I think that's a good deal for him. I would have turned that down too. I think he'll get 500 too.
Well, yeah. So just top 3 teams, including the Yankees, for Judge, and we'll do Soto too. So top 3 teams for Soto, top 3 teams for Judge.
Judge is going to be Yankees
in no particular order.
Right, okay. Yankees, Mets, Padres, because I do think the Padres are going to get one of them.
Yeah.
They're not going to let it go. They're going to get one of them.
So just a sneaky team that I also want to see what they do, because we've been talking about this name in our city, Trey Turner. If the Dodgers don't sign Trey Turner to a monster contract, do they maybe go out and give Judge the monster contract? That could happen as well.
100% that could happen. Yeah. They will 100% be a player. Colorado's another one who's out there spending. The White Sox. The White Sox have been spending a little bit of money. There's going to be a lot of teams for a player who just hit 60 home runs.
I mean,
there's going to be a lot of teams.
I can't even imagine him in Colorado. He might hit 75 home runs next year if he goes to Colorado.
Yeah. And he'll have some protection in that lineup.
I mean, Chris Bryant will come back healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a decent little lineup there.
Yeah, and they always play everybody tough. Another team that's young and up and coming is the Kansas City Royals.
Kansas City, I still don't see them spending that type of money.
Yeah.
Right? I do maybe a player for a Trey Turner, something like that, but it's not a position that they need, of course, but
you saw what they did in 14 and 15. I mean, they end up winning the World Series because of the guys that they homegrown.
Homegrown, correct.
And if they have the team that they have right now with Bobby Witt and guys like that, and then they still have guys in their minor league system. If I'm not saying next season, but maybe the following season, if somebody becomes available,
you take a splash on someone.
Or maybe you go after Corey Seager this year, who's going to be, or no, Corey Seager got.
Corey Seager got last year. Yeah.
But if you maybe even want to trade for a Corey Seager,
right. Yeah, you got teams like that, like Texas, right? Yeah. They went out and they tried to sign Marcus Semien, right? Am I saying that correct? And Corey Seager.
Yeah.
Now, it didn't work. Are they willing to part and say, okay, we gave it our shot. Now we got to move these guys. Yeah. We got to move these contracts because we didn't make any money, right? Yeah. So I'm thinking that's what they did with A-Rod.
Yep.
That's what they did with a lot of their guys.
Yeah.
They went and made a big splash. It didn't work out, and they immediately moved them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It makes sense. All right. So let's move on to some NFL talk because Joe says the poll is a hard question. Remember, poll of the day, All Campus. We're here at All Campus live every Wednesday night, 6:30. Boardwalk, Ocean City, New Jersey, 10th Street. Remember, if you come in and you're subscribed to the channel, we'll give you 20% off. Or if you come in and talk with us, we'll give you 10% off. It's just discount galore in this store.
Yeah.
John Coyle to
and
my
it's
left.
Absolutely beautiful, guys. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful. The boardwalk's packed. The food's here is amazing. Come down to Ocean City if you can.
Yep. And the poll of the night was the Eagles will live up to expectations this season, agree or disagree. And we were saying the consensus here in the Delaware Valley is the expectations are they win the division and they win a playoff game.
Right.
That's the consensus expectation here.
And a lot of people are agreeing to the poll, it seems like.
So Joe says it's a hard question because if Jaylen stinks, Eagles' expectations are borderline 500 team. If Jalen Hurts balls out, this team is a sneaky Super Bowl contender. There's another one, Jalen Hurts balling out.
I don't understand. I want a definition of what balling out means to you guys. I need numbers of what balling out means. Because you're going to put high expectations on this guy, and there's zero chance he's going to be able to live up to it. All right? It's not going to happen. He's not throwing for 5,000 yards, not throwing for 50 touchdowns. That's not him. All right? Let's hope we get 17 touchdowns, 10 rushing touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. I'm in. That's a Super Bowl contender for me.
Yeah, and don't forget about the fumbles lost.
Fumbles lost. You got
quarterback.
You got to contain those. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to stay under 4, in my opinion.
I agree. Yeah. But if you tell me he throws for 4,100 and rushes for 750, I'm in. That's a great year.
See, we got a lot of Super Bowl talk here, and it's not only Christian. It's not only the guys here at A2D contributing.
Right.
There's a lot of people that are saying NFC Championship or bust.
I don't understand it. I really don't get it.
Like, I'm not expecting them to get that bye week. Like, one team gets a bye now, right? Bro?
One team gets a bye. Yeah.
They're not going to get the number one overall seed. It's going to be the Bucks.
It's going yeah.
It's not going to be anybody in the West.
I think the Bucks are going to be a little bit down. It's not going to be the West. Why is everyone down Green Bay?
I mean,
What's
it could
happening?
be. I mean, that division's always weak. I mean, what is it? What's the saying? Taxes, death, and Vikings finishing at 500. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't
like
understand.
that division is weak.
Aaron Rodgers is literally a regular season giant. The dude is an MVP every year.
Well, that's the thing. So it's going to be the Packers or the Bucks getting that first seed. I'm not expecting the Eagles to go get me the number one seed overall. And if they do, then the expectations rise to, yes, make it to the NFC Championship game, because that means you got to win at least one playoff game.
Yeah.
Like, you're the number one overall seed for a reason.
Right. I'm with you. And to discount the Rams, who just won a Super Bowl, that's another team.
Yeah.
The NFC is so top-heavy.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Neptune just says the Rams.
I don't understand how the Philadelphia is in that category, right? I don't think we're a part of that echelon, that top echelon right now.
Yeah.
I think our roster could be. I don't think Jalen Hurts gets us to that top echelon.
Yeah. And it's not just Jalen. It's the defensive coordinator. It's Jonathan Gannon.
He's got a lot to prove this year, too.
He has not shown us one scheme
right.
in a year and a offseason. He
right.
has not shown us one scheme. We have no idea what this defense is.
We know what he says, right? We know what he wants to do. Yeah, we know what he wants to do.
Well, he has all of his gadgets. He has all of his toys. The addition of Gardner-Johnson. It's like this team is legit.
Yeah, he has his linebackers to where he could play his safeties deep now, like he wants.
Marcus Epps is going to have a hell of a season now.
He's going to be a good player.
Gardner-Johnson is underneath him.
Yeah,
like it's going to be unbelievable now.
I agree.
I think Marcus Epps is going to play himself into a great contract with another team. Because we all know what he is in Philly.
Right.
And the fact that he has those two corners to the sides of him. He has Avonte Maddox as the traditional slot corner.
Right.
He has CJ or Chauncey Gardner-Johnson playing everywhere on the field, that Malcolm Jenkins role. I mean, he's going to be
and you have the
linebackers
controlling the deep middle.
Yes.
And you have two of them that can control the deep middle.
And then the monster defensive line.
Yeah.
That's going to be 8 deep. I mean, you have a playmaker in Hassan Reddick. Like this team is going to go places whether Jalen Hurts balls out or not.
Correct. And that's where I'm at. Just don't lose me games.
Yes.
Don't lose me games.
Don't give me a New York Giants piece last year when you lost 10-7.
That's it. You just keep me in games. Punt every single possession. And I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay. Give me we're going to win games where we only score 12 points.
Yeah.
Right? Where we get 4 field goals, no TDs. We can still win those games.
Yeah. All right. Christian says, we didn't trade for A.J. Brown for no reason. Jaylen even said this time to be an Eagle. Jaylen said, it's all these players we signed was for a reason. All these players came to Eagles was for a reason. So, yeah, I mean, the reason was, I think, is that this organization wants to throw the football.
Correct.
That's why you signed Dallas Goedert to 4 years, $48 million. That's why you go out, trade a first-round pick for A.J. Brown, and then give A.J. Brown triple digits.
Yeah.
That's why you draft receiver after receiver after receiver in the first round until you hit. Yeah. That's why you get Devontae Smith, a Heisman Trophy winner. Like, this team wants to throw the football. And I'm so over the guys that are already saying the built-in excuses for if this team does lose football games, if they lose against the Lions. All these guys are already going to say, oh, that was on Sirianni because he didn't put Jalen Hurts in the right situation.
Correct.
The dude adjusted his whole offensive game plan
Let me ask you a question
for Jalen Hurts.
Let me ask you a question. What wide receiver has made a quarterback better? What wide receiver has made a quarterback into a Super Bowl quarterback? There's none.
There's none.
There's none.
I mean, maybe Donovan and T.O., but T.O. had nothing prior to Donovan prior to T.O.
Yeah, and And let's not face it, he was only here for 1 year. We did make the championship a lot of years without him. Okay?
Yeah.
So you can't say Donovan didn't do it without him.
Yep.
There is not a wide receiver in the league that makes a quarterback a Pro Bowler and a Super Bowl quarterback. It doesn't happen. A quarterback makes a wide receiver good. All right? So we could go out and sign all the wide receivers and have all the toys and have all the shiny stuff that we want. It's not going to make Jalen Hurts any better.
Yeah.
He's going to either do it or he's not going to do it.
Yeah.
For us to put expectations on him that he has to do it, we're going to fail. You're going to fail. Those expectations are going to fail. That doesn't mean we could be a winning team.
Yeah.
But for him to be in the MVP candidate and throw for 5,000 yards and 40 touchdowns, stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Well, yeah. I mean, Joseph said, first of all, let's get to John's point. I mean, Matt Stafford just won a Super Bowl without Megatron.
Yeah.
So,
right.
I mean, I know he had Cooper Kupp, and Cooper Kupp was balling out with Jared Goff.
And he could be the best in football now, but he's no Megatron.
Yeah. So you like the only thing that's going to combat your argument that you just placed out is if the Chiefs falter and the Dolphins go out and get the number 1 seed in the
And
AFC.
what did I say when we were talking in the beginning? I'm not betting against Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid.
Exactly.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Now, if you give a quarterback just a dumpster fire in the wide receiving room, case in point, Carson Wentz, where this organization did borderline nothing for the kid.
Right.
Like borderline nothing. Like that 2020 draft was still atrocious, and it still lives in my nightmares.
Right.
The fact that 2020 draft was even a thing. But that's besides the point. Going to a quarterback and giving him all these toys, it's going to be up to the quarterback, not the wide receiver.
Correct. I am in agreement with you. Listen, Jalen Hurts is what he is.
Yeah, he's been what he is since high school, since his first year at Alabama.
So let's stop thinking it's going to change. The question that needs to be asked, and no one is asking it, is that what he is good enough? I say yes.
Yeah.
I say yes.
No, yeah, I think he will be good enough. I mean, Joe says balls out equals 4,500 all-purpose yards. So let's break that down real quick. I'm saying he's going to get at least 800 rushing yards.
Then he'll get 45 all-purpose. He'll get there.
Yeah, so that means he has to throw 3,700 passing yards.
I think that's doable.
That's good.
More than doable.
30-plus total touchdowns. So that's...
I got him under that.
So what?
I got him at 17 and 8, so 25.
You really think he only gets 17 passing touchdowns with Dallas Goedert, Devontae Smith?
Yeah, it's one a
Quez
game.
Watkins.
It's one a game.
A.J. Brown?
Yeah.
And then the passing backs and Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Scott, Miles.
Yeah, I think he gets one a game. I don't think there's going to be multiple games where he doesn't have any, but we still could be in it, right? We still could be in every game.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. I'll be very disappointed if he only throws 17 passing touchdowns. I think you need to at least give me 20, dude. I mean, you have 17 games.
So you think he hits the 30 then, right?
I'm thinking 22 passing touchdowns. The kid never threw interceptions at all, ever in his career.
No.
So that's a good thing.
Right.
I think he only throws at the most 8 interceptions. So 22.
That's what I have him at.
22 passing touchdowns, 8 or 9 interceptions. Just keep it below double digits.
Yep.
And then when it comes to rushing, I think he'll get 7 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, I got him at 8.
Maybe 5 fumbles for loss. I mean, if that's balling out, then that's balling out.
If that's what you consider balling out, then I'm with you. I think he's close to doing that. I got him a little bit under on the touchdowns.
Yeah. From what I said in the beginning of the show, this is what he needs to do. He needs to convert on 3rd and long and score touchdowns in the red zone. That's what balling out means in my eyes. Because if you do that, you're winning football games.
Take advantage of what this defense gives you. Yeah. This defense is going to give us good field position. Take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Come out of every possession with a field goal. That's a win.
Yeah.
That's a win with this team.
Oh, yeah. No, I hear you. Matt says every player on this roster needs to step up this season. Everyone. Yeah. I mean, I think everybody on the defense is going to step up. Like I said, I think Marcus Epps is going to be the biggest playmaker per se. I think he's going to lead the team in interceptions.
Okay.
I think he will. Like we said, Gardner-Johnson is going to be a difference maker. He's going to be a fan favorite right off the bat.
Yep.
I mean, we saw all the pictures, the beef that he has with Tom Brady. I love that.
I love it.
I hate
Don't
Tom
be
Brady.
afraid of anyone. I love
Every
it.
fiber in my bone, I hate Tom Brady.
Right.
Like that tweet that he tweeted out the day after the game after they had him slamming his tablet,
Right.
and then he tweeted Gardner-Johnson tweets at Microsoft, "Hey, can you send me a tablet? I need one because my friend just broke his." Like I love that.
Yeah, go after him. I'm okay with it.
Obviously, they release Davion Taylor. So that opens up the door for Nakobe Dean to be that third middle linebacker.
Correct. And that's what it's looking like. Dean might roll into that. You know, if you go with your full package, Dean might be a full down, 3 or 4 down guy.
Yeah. I mean, when it's passing situation, it's going to be
it's him.
It's going to be Gardner-Johnson. It's going to be Avante. It's going to be Kaiser White, and it's going to be Nakobe Dean.
Yeah.
Like those are going to be your 4 guys that are roaming around the middle of the field.
Right.
So we love that.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Do you think Howie will want to have cap flexibility, so lean towards drafting another rookie QB? I love this question. I don't think he'll ever sign another quarterback to Carson Wentz's extension ever again, unless it's team friendly. Which Carson's contract was team friendly.
It was very team friendly.
Like everybody was bashing Carson for getting that much money.
I would love to have a quarterback at that price.
Yeah,
if he's a franchise guy.
Yeah. And we'll see if Carson's the franchise guy this year. But
no, and this is the question, right? Next year, you're going to have to make a decision on Jalen Hurts, all right? Because he's going to go into his 4th year. You don't want that hanging over. If you could get it done, you get it done early, right? We always see that. Yeah. Get it done early, and then you're going to be ahead of the curve when it comes to guys that come on up on their contract.
All right, so let me give you this, because that leans towards this question as well. Let's say that he plays similarly to the way he played last year.
Right.
But he improves his getting out of the second read, per se.
Right.
We win a playoff game, but he still doesn't have that MVP year that, let's say, Lamar Jackson had.
Yeah.
Or what Kyler Murray was looking like the first 9 games last year. He's just a very run-of-the-mill quarterback, slightly above average. Do you pay him that team-friendly contract in April of this year?
Yeah, I'm giving him the 4-year, 125. Yeah, I'm giving that to him. 130.
Yeah.
If he would take it, I would give it to him. Yeah,
I think,
and I guarantee 2/3 of it, right?
Yeah.
So you could get off of him after year 2 if possible.
Here's the thing. I think I'm doing that too.
Yeah.
Even if he plays the way he played last year, but he plays well against the good defenses. Like, he played horrible against good defenses last year. If he plays well and he shows the ability that if they do stack the box, we can still win football games in spite of that.
Correct.
I'm signing him to that contract, even if he doesn't put up the sexy stats.
100%, because it is a team-friendly contract. You still can build a roster around an inferior quarterback, which he is. All right, let's not kid ourselves. He is. But we still can build a roster with that contract and make him still a competitor for us to be in contention.
Yeah. And do you think Hurts is this type of guy? Like, do you think he has that Tom Brady?
Yeah.
I think he has the Tom Brady makeup like that as well.
I think he has a killer instinct. Does he have the ability to kill people?
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
Yeah. And that's another thing. Like, I'm starting to go right on the middle with this kid. Like, I've always been the biggest hater. Not a hater.
So was I.
I just loved Carson Wentz that much that it made me overlook what Jalen Hurts was as a quarterback.
So did I.
So I think as we get closer and closer to this season, as we get closer and closer to be able to see what this team can do led by Jalen Hurts, it's making me very excited for Jalen.
Very exciting for Jalen. I think he's a middle-of-the-road quarterback. But I do think he's a quarterback that everyone wants to play for.
Yeah.
His team really likes him and wants to play good for him. The coaches can work around him, and he does have all the intangibles. Laugh about it all you want, guys.
Intangible.
It is important.
Yeah.
It is important when he's in the huddle and he gives a play that all 10 of those guys around him believe that play can work.
Yeah, I mean, look at Carson. Like, Carson had all the talent in the world, but obviously there's a problem.
No one liked him. Yeah, for whatever reason.
In 2 cities, 2 locker rooms.
Yep.
Like, he went back to his guy in Frank Reich, and they got rid of him after 1 year. And by the way, he didn't have that bad of a year.
No.
He had a top half quarterback year last year.
And all the chatter was not about his ability, not about what he did on the field. It was all the intangible stuff, right? Off the field stuff. He's just not personable. He's not likable. For whatever reason, that's all you heard all offseason.
Yeah. So I'm excited for Jaylen. I hope he takes that step. And by the way, last year, after every game that we won with Jalen Hurts, I was on board with Jalen Hurts. It's just when he showed me that just the incompetency of quarterback play, that's when I got on him. And the last thing I saw was that Tampa Bay playoff game where Joe is saying a reason Hurts hasn't thrown many interceptions is because he only throws to people within 5 yards of separation. And he only does, he won't throw it until he sees that separation.
Sees it open, right.
He will never throw a guy open.
And that's what makes...
Up until now.
That's the difference between the elites and the average, right? Is the elite quarterbacks, they make a wide receiver become open.
Yes.
Jalen Hurts, not that. He doesn't have the arm talent for that. He doesn't have the ability to make a wide receiver a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
All right? But what he does have is the smarts to not lose a game.
Yeah.
I don't think Jalen Hurts ever lost us a game. Even that playoff game.
Yeah.
I don't think it was all on Jalen. You got to remember, Tampa Bay and Tom came down the first 3 drives and put it on our defense.
Yeah.
That's not Jalen.
No, that wasn't on Jalen.
All right?
Nope.
And from that moment on, you're behind. Now Jalen has to be the quarterback that he's not.
Yeah.
And try to sling it around and catch up.
Yeah, I'll put 60-40 of the blame of that playoff game, 60 on Jalen, 40 on the coaching staff.
That's fair.
Because I think they were very unprepared for that game.
The defense it's got to have some of it.
Yeah, and I think part in that was getting an undeserved bye week from the coaching staff against Dallas that week.
Could be.
It was just absolutely atrocious, the fact that you let those guys have off during that week.
Yeah.
It was borderline unacceptable.
How do you feel about the preseason?
They weren't injured at all last year.
No.
Knock on wood. That they had some injuries here and there. They had their typical guys that were going to get injured, like Lane Johnson or Kelsey hurt his out. You had those guys that you have every year.
Your guys that every year are going to get nicked up.
Yeah.
Yep.
But other than that, it was the healthiest we've seen this Eagles team in years.
Right.
And that was the first time we've seen them take an easy offseason last year. So it should be the same exact way
you
this
would
year.
hope.
So if they don't get injured, then I'm all for it. If they go 2-2 in September, yeah, people are going to be pressing the panic button. People are going to be all over Sirianni, which I think is just going to be just idiotic in my opinion. I feel like they would go 2-2 either way.
I'm scared for the Detroit game for this simple reason. I don't know what Nick Sirianni is going to be week 1, right? I know what he wants to be. He wants to throw for 5,000 plus yards.
Yeah.
He wants to throw for 50 touchdowns. If he stays on that mentality and that will of this is the way I coach, this is the way I want my team to be, we're going to fail. And we're going to fail fast.
Yeah.
And early. If he changes to what he did last year and kind of mixes it up and puts Jalen Hurts in a good situation, we'll be okay from start to finish.
Yeah, but what is that good situation? Is that good situation not letting him throw the ball?
That good situation is not making him throw the ball. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Right? Don't go down early. Don't give up the first 2 drives for our defense and touchdowns to where we have to catch up. And don't put Jalen Hurts to where the first 2 series, you have scripted up. He throws 3 and outs.
Yeah, that was just what I was about to say. So it's really Nick Sirianni's coaching grade is going to come down to that first 16-play script.
Right.
It's going to be Sirianni and Steichen's first 16-play script. If he's throwing the ball 10 out of 16 times,
and we're going 3 and outs,
then that game's going to go on Sirianni, right?
Yeah.
So if you are down in Detroit and you are a balanced attack for those first 16, 8 and 8,
right,
and you only get, let's say, 6 points out of it because you can't score in the red
I'm
zone.
okay.
Is that on Sirianni or is that on Jalen?
No, and if you only give up 6, we're right in it.
Yeah.
Right? We're right in it.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to be. We're going to be a team, if we get down early, we're out of it and we lost.
Yeah.
All right? Or if we come out guns blazing and throwing 65% of the time in the first half, we're going to lose that game.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
That's where I'm at.
I hear you. So what we need to look at to be able to grade Sirianni or grade Jalen is I beg everybody that goes to Twitter immediately that are on Jalen Hurts' legal team, just watch very carefully what the offense does the first 16 plays.
Yeah.
And then you can determine whose fault it was if we lose that game.
You're 100% correct. The scripted plays, that's going to determine what Nick Sirianni wants to do. Not what can he do or what should he do. It's what he wants to do.
And I think that all the chatter of the front office was making Doug do this, the front office was making Carson do this, I think all of that is out of the window based on what they did this offseason.
Correct.
Getting rid of Jalen Reagor.
For whatever that happens. Yeah. Whatever happened between the front office, the president, and the GM, something's changed.
Yeah.
To where it feels like their noses are out of it
This
now.
is Sirianni, this is Gannon, and this is Steichen's team.
Yeah.
And the people that are going after Sirianni saying he's not going to be doing anything, I think he's going to have a big role even if he doesn't call plays.
I'm in agreement with you.
I think he just wants to, like, he looks at all these successful coaches that have won Super Bowls recently. Bill Belichick never called plays.
No.
Or at least over the past decade or so.
Right.
Andy Reid has not called plays in Kansas City. That's been Bieniemy.
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy, when he won the Super Bowl in Green Bay, he wasn't calling plays.
Yeah.
I mean, McVay, he's the offensive
He's a genius. Shanahan's a genius. Yeah.
They're all geniuses, but 9 times out of 10 they come up short to the guy that is delegating the play calling to his offensive coordinator and his defensive coordinator.
Yeah. And that's fine because I think that's what Nick Sirianni should be, right? He is a high energy guy who I think players will rally around.
Yeah.
And want to play for.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean he's got to be the best X's and O guy.
Yeah.
Hopefully Gannon and our offense coordinator are the X's and O's guys. Yeah. That's what we want.
Yeah. Glizzy says, God forbid, what do you think the future holds for us if Hurts goes down for the season? Well, the one thing that the Eagles have always and we're not praying for this, but the one thing that they've done when they've been successful is they've had a great backup quarterback, whether it's been Mike Vick with Kevin Cobb, whether it's been Jeff Garcia with Donovan, whether it's been Nick Foles with Carson Wentz. Yeah. Like, they've always had a solid backup quarterback that knew their role, that played in the system, that just had a good chemistry with those starters. And I think Gardner Minshew is the perfect backup quarterback to this team.
I agree with you. I do think that. I just hope it's not one of those, let's say Jalen Hurts goes out week 4, week 5, week 6. We go into the bye. I think we have bye week 7, right?
Yeah.
And then you have a quarterback controversy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm afraid of.
That's what we love in this city, right?
Right. That's what I'm afraid of. So I hope that Jalen doesn't get hurt just for that problem. Yeah. But, Gardner Minshew, I think, is a very capable backup. If we do need him, I think he can produce.
Yeah. Name Brand says, what's ideal stat line for Hurts game 1? I mean, I really don't need a stat line. I just need him to convert on 3rd and longs and score touchdowns in the red zone. That's what I need. I need him to do that, and I think we'll win the football game because I think our defense will take care of business.
Yeah, I mean, I have a stat line for every game for him, right? Every game. You give me 225. You give me 1 touchdown. You give me a quarter of an interception, 0.25 interceptions a game. And you give me 70 yards rushing. I'm sold. I'm sold.
It can't be garbage stats, though. It can't be empty calorie. It can't be Dak Prescott stats.
Well, that doesn't fall on Jalen.
You got to win.
That has to fall on the defense.
Well, that'll fall on Jalen if you go down. If you're going 3-and-out, and all of a sudden it's 10-0, and then it's 13-0, and it's 20-0, and then halfway through the third quarter you decide to put up all your stats because they go to a soft defense.
I can't put that all on the quarterback, right?
Well, it'll be a team thing.
Right, it'll be a team thing. Like, is that us throwing the ball and going 3-and-outs? Is that us just not being able to run the ball? Like, I don't know what that looks like to be able to say that's on Jalen.
The bottom line is it'll probably be they had a script, and maybe that will be put on Sirianni, and the script was not fitting to Jalen Hurts. Maybe they thought, hey, Jalen was his time to take a leap.
Right.
And let's say that 16-play script wasn't working out because it was 10 times throwing the ball and 6 times not.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you're down 17-0 because you're 3-and-out.
That's what I'm afraid of is happening in the coaches' meetings and the ownership meetings with the coaches and everything like that is to where They're literally sitting there and saying, hey, let's take the net away from Jaylen. Let's take the rope away from him. It's time for him to go or not. Can he fly or not? If that's the expectations from this coaching staff, we're going to be a third-place team in the East. All right?
So here's the question: if they just stick with the game plan and we're 3-3 come week 7 or week 6, bye week 7, is that when you start considering just changing it around? Because and I hate to put this in the air. I hate this is not an agenda. This
Right.
is just real questioning. If they are saying to themselves, "This is our offense. We're not changing it again."
Correct.
Howie and Jeffrey build us a team to pass the football.
Yep.
And this quarterback cannot pass us the football, and that's why we're 3-3 right now. Do they consider making a change after the
100%. If that's the agenda that the coach, like I said, if that's what the coaches' meetings are doing right now, if they're saying we put everything around this kid to make him succeed, it's either die or succeed, Jalen Hurts is going to die. All right? It's going to happen. Gardner Minshew is going to come in and clean up, mop up this year for whatever it's going to be worth, and then they're going to go heavy for one of these rookie quarterbacks because we have the capital to do it.
Or you go get Jimmy Garoppolo.
Right. You're going to have the capital to do it.
Yeah.
I hope that's not what this coaching staff is saying. I hope this coaching staff is literally taking the complete opposite approach and saying, we have a roster built around us so our quarterback doesn't have to carry us.
Yeah, but I just look at the receiving threats that we have on this team, and if they want to throw the football like the Oakland Raiders or the Las Vegas Raiders,
right?
Why not do it? I hate to be the guy to set it up for failure,
right?
For Jaylen,
you are.
But I think that's why I'm saying I think he's going to do well. Like the two main things I need him to do: score touchdowns, convert on 3rd and long.
Okay.
And that means throwing the football.
And that's not going to happen. Converting 3rd and long will not happen for Jalen Hurts unless it's with his legs.
All right, 1st and 10. Let's say it's the third drive. We're down 6-0 because we just haven't been able to do anything.
Right.
Like we fail in the red zone or whatever. We get past we get into opponent's territory, but we decide to go for it on 4th and 3 on the 25.
Sounds about right.
Right?
Yep.
And that's the first drive.
Yep.
Second drive, you try to run the football to the outside zone. You're all of a sudden 2nd and 9. You decide to throw the football, and then you're 2nd and 7 because it was a fake bubble screen or whatever because you don't want Jalen Hurts throwing the football. All of a sudden, 3rd and 7. What are we doing in that situation?
You're in trouble. You're running the bubble screen. You're running the screen. You're running the QB draw.
I want them to run to the hashes. I want them to run those out routes, those 7-yard out routes.
If you have to
he needs to make those throws.
I think he needs to make those throws once in a blue moon. But if you are really relying on him to make those throws every single game, every single time, we're going to lose.
Yeah. Or Miles fumbles on the second drive.
Yeah, that's a true statement there.
I mean, we're all of a sudden we're looking at 9-0 in Detroit.
That's a fear for me. I'm going to be in Detroit. I'm going to be at the game. That's a fear for me.
Yeah. No, it's a scary thing to think about, and this is where you and I are on complete opposite sides of the spectrum. They built this team to throw the football. And that's the bottom line.
We're not on the opposite ends of the spectrum. They built this team to throw the football.
But you want them to adjust to Jalen again.
They don't have a quarterback to throw the football.
So then you're going to sign him to triple digits when he can't throw the football. Because he's going to have another one of those years where he's doing.
I don't think they're going to. I literally just told you, if they come out doing that, if that's the mentality of this coaching staff and that's how they're going to call plays, we're going to fail. You're going to see Gardner Minshew mop up the rest of this year, and you're going to see a rookie quarterback or Jimmy G. I think it's going to be a rookie quarterback in this offense next year. 100%.
And that's something
I'm not even saying 99.
Like, I want to take it out of the atmosphere now. Because we both want Jalen Hurts to succeed, but we want him to do it in different ways, I feel.
Correct. And
I want him to be something he's not, I guess.
And it's not going to happen. And it's not going to happen. You just said it. High school, he was one way. College, he was one way. Professionally, he's one way. Why are we thinking he's going to be another way this year?
It's his best roster around him so far.
I don't care.
On a weak schedule.
Give me a quarterback that made a wide receiver. Or give me a wide receiver that made a quarterback. There's none. Somebody. Anybody. Give me one.
Yeah, I mean they say Megatron, but Matt Stafford
Stop
never
it.
won anything in Detroit.
Right, and Matt Stafford is still a Hall of Fame quarterback, with or without Megatron.
Oh, man, this is very difficult to think about. But giving all this, I still think even if we start 3-3, whether Jaylen does get benched or Gardner comes in or whatever, I still think we win this division even if we start 3-3.
So do I.
Because I think I'm that down on Dallas.
I have faith
Yeah.
that the coaching staff will change.
Yeah.
That's what I have. I have faith that, yes, I think this coaching staff wants to go in throwing 5,000 yards. That is their objective. All right? When we go 3-3 and you hear all the media, you hear the fans like we did last year, that's going to change like it did last year.
Yeah.
Right? We did change last year.
Yeah, because they started winning. Like winning cures all.
Winning cures all.
Unless you have an agenda.
I don't care if you win by kneeling the ball all game. Give me a W.
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
Yeah. So Nikki Cunningham comes in and says Julio Jones made Matt Ryan. I don't think that's true.
No, he did not.
John asks, did AB make Big Ben? No, because Big Ben won 2 rings before AB.
And look, has AB made anyone else?
Yeah.
Has he gone anywhere and made anyone else?
Yeah. Mariah, are we in or out on Jalen Hurts? I still need him to play, but yay or nay? Are you in or out?
I'm in.
We're in, but I'm in too.
I'm 100% in because
we're just trying to predict the season.
I don't have faith in Jaylen. It's crazy. It's crazy saying that. I'm in on Jaylen, but I don't have faith in Jaylen. I have faith in Nick Sirianni. He's going to put Jaylen in the best situation for this team to win. It's a weird statement.
It's literally like studying physics for the first time, trying to figure out what the hell is going to happen with this offense.
Yeah.
Because, like you just said, I think Sirianni and Steichen and from up above in the organization, they want to throw the football
100%.
And I think Sirianni's going to want to throw the football in this first month. I think this September is going to be the preseason, and they're going to want to throw the football, and that might lead them to 2-2.
What did we do last year? Same exact thing. We threw the football. Jalen Hurts was a complete bust. We then went to the RPOs. We then went to the running game, and Jalen Hurts looked pretty damn good.
Yeah. And then in the playoff time, it was proven that you can't win a playoff game when they stack the box, and all you want to do is run.
I gave the built-in excuse for that, and I'm hoping – well, not hoping. That has to change this year. The built-in excuse of rookie, starter, rookie, first playoff game never really turns out.
Yeah.
Right? There's only few quarterbacks that win playoff games their rookie year. All right?
Yeah. No, I hear you. I'm just trying to put words together to just try and there's nothing else I really can say to the fact that I want them to throw the football. But the bottom line is I need them to convert on 3rd and long. I need them to score touchdowns. If that happens, they win the NFC East. They win a playoff game, and then we're going into the divisional round with cash money, in my opinion.
You know why you want it and why everyone wants it? Is because we really do have those shiny toys out there.
Yeah.
Right?
Like A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith.
We really do have – and Dallas Goedert, who everyone says is going to be a top tight end.
Those 3 can be the best 3 combination in football, in my opinion. And then you sprinkle in Quez Watkins, who's going to be taking the top off the defense. Like, Devontae Smith's route running, probably the best route runner in the league.
He's one of them. He's one of them.
A.J. Brown, just big body wide receiver that can run with anybody, that will bully people.
With great hands.
Yeah.
With great hands.
Yeah. Like back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, rookie and second year, with Ryan Tannehill as his quarterback, nobody to the left of him.
Right.
Nobody. Yeah, he had Derrick Henry, but he had no other receiver with him, and he was doing that.
Yeah, and don't get past Pascal. I think Pascal is going to be a very good slot receiver for this team.
Yes.
He's never really had the chance to play the slot.
Yes.
In Indianapolis, he was on the outside. I think he's going to be a great slot guy for this team.
No, I 100% hear you. And then the running backs and the offensive line.
Yeah.
Like, everything is telling me, like, they don't have strong running backs to run the football.
Right.
I mean, Miles Sanders is a very polarizing figure in this city. Everybody loves Gainwell. Everybody loves
Right.
Boston Scott because he just stomps on New York every single time they play.
He's a giant killer, yeah. But you do understand what you and the rest of this fan base is doing, right?
We're putting a lot of pressure on Jalen Hurts.
You're making Jalen Hurts something he's not.
But he should be with these weapons.
No, that doesn't. Stop it. Stop it.
Did Jimmy G ever have a team like this?
It doesn't work that way.
What is Jalen Hurts' ceiling? Russell Wilson?
No.
If he learns how to throw the football, it's Russell Wilson.
No, it's not. It's
all right,
not
what's
even
his ceiling?
Close. His ceiling. Let me pray he's a Jimmy G.
I think that's his floor.
No.
I think that needs to be his floor.
No, that can't. That's not his floor. He could be way worse.
Is he Dak Prescott? Like, I know Dak Prescott's arm is unbelievably better than Jalen Hurts.
I think he could be a Dak. Yeah, I think he could be a Dak. Like ceiling wise,
I think his ceiling is Dak and possibly if he learns how to throw the football past his second read.
I mean, Russell Wilson is a Hall of Fame quarterback. You can't tell me.
Yeah, but Jalen Hurts has everything but the arm talent. Like, he has arm strength, he just doesn't have the arm talent.
Oh, are we just poo-pooing that? But
if he develops the arm talent, which I know I've said over and over again, he's been the same guy since high school.
You can't develop that. You either have that or you don't, right? You can develop timing. You can develop chemistry. You can't develop arm talent. You have that or you don't. It only gets worse. Do you think Tom Brady's arm talent has gotten better from his rookie year? It's only gotten worse with age.
No, yeah, I hear you. But it's about instincts and reaction.
It's about timing. That's why I think Jalen Hurts could be a good quarterback. I think he can make his timing up to where slant routes, bubble routes, screen routes are going to work.
All right, let me give you a Drew Brees or an Eli Manning. Because Drew Brees had a lot of passing yards throughout his career, but he never had the strongest arm.
Right.
Now, do you think he could be like a Drew Brees if he figures out his timing?
But
Drew Brees,
that's actually a really good comparison.
Top 10 quarterback of all time.
Yeah, that's actually a really good comparison because Drew Brees never, after the arm injuries, he never had a good arm.
Yeah.
But he really did have a knowledge for the offense and a knowledge for timing. So yeah,
Rivers.
I do think he could be that. Yeah,
if he gets the timing down.
Yes,
and that's something maybe that's a better comparison as compared to Russell Wilson.
That is a lot better comparison. I think he could be that good. I don't think he will be because, like you said, Brees is a top 10 quarterback maybe to ever play this game.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll ever be that good, but I think he could be in that comparable to
like a Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
Phillip Rivers.
I'm okay with guys like that.
I think his floor will be a Jimmy G, and that's why I think he will succeed this year. But then again, I guess
it's a real high floor. That's a real. You're literally talking. He could be benched by week 8, and then saying he could be a guy who took his team to the Super Bowl.
Jimmy G just got benched,
but he took his team to a Super Bowl too.
And I think this roster's in spite of Jalen Hurts, I still think they could win football games by the skin of their teeth, even if this coaching staff wants to throw the football.
Absolutely crazy because we're saying the same thing.
We're
saying the same exact thing. We're saying we can win despite Jalen, and I'm saying we can win despite our coaching staffs on their reactions to Jalen. You're putting it all on Jalen. I'm putting it on the coaching staff.
And I love this coaching staff. I love Sirianni.
Well, Sirianni needs to be the head, and he needs to be the catalyst and saying, hey, guys, Jalen can't do it. We need to find a way that he can do.
So then you just wasted money on A.J. Brown. You wasted money on Dallas Goedert.
Does it really waste money if you have to still concentrate on him?
It's $100 million to concentrate on somebody?
Yeah, it still opens the field. And what's really the difference if he gets
these guys are going to want
100 catches and 1,500 yards or 100 catches and 1,200 yards, right? I'm okay. Give me 100 catches, but give them to me in slants and bubble screens. I don't need the 30-yard passes. I don't need the 20-yard and outs.
Yeah.
I don't need to see them.
I just don't think if the game plan that you're scripting up where they're going to be running as much as they did last year, where Jalen's only going to be throwing 3,500 yards, these guys are going to want out. A.J. Brown's going to want out. Devontae Smith isn't going to sign a contract with us.
Maybe.
Like, we're going to end up like the
You-
Ravens.
No. You know what cures that? Winning.
The Ravens win.
Winning.
The
No,
Ravens
they don't.
win.
No, they don't.
They don't win playoff
They
games.
don't-
And are we
right.
going to win playoff games? I don't know.
We'll find out. We're going to find out. But we have the capability of moving on.
Yeah.
Like I just said, if Jalen Hurts isn't the guy, we have the capability of moving on because what we have in the cupboard.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that does help me out through, like, going against my point is if they do need to run the football again after those first 2 games, it shows you that they're not going to be able to throw the football. I think Sirianni will run the football.
Right.
And even if Jalen has another, like, season where stats overshadow the eye test.
Yeah.
What this ownership showed me was they are willing to go after another quarterback because they were in on Russell Wilson.
Yeah, they wanted Russ.
They were way
we
in
were
on
close,
Russell Wilson.
probably. Yeah.
If there was a quarterback in this draft, they would have gone after him this year.
I agree.
And that could very well happen again next year, even if Jalen has a slightly better season than he did last year.
100%. If a guy I'm trying to think, but let's just say Aaron Rodgers becomes available, right? I don't know if that's going to happen.
$50 million,
right? Right. But if he comes available, do we not make a play on him?
You probably do.
Right?
I mean, you'll probably have to trade A.J. Brown, trade that contract.
Yeah. There's going to be guys, a Jimmy G, who I think would be an upgrade.
A Derek Carr.
If the
Raiders don't make the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to
be guys. Yeah.
No, I hear you.
Jameis Winston. I'm not saying that he's better, but it could be a different route.
Yeah. Yeah. If Dak wasn't in our division, if the Cowboys fall off, Dak.
Yeah. Daniel Jones.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm just saying there's going to be options if we don't feel Jalen Hurts is the guy.
Yeah. I've been on record saying that Daniel Jones is better than Jalen Hurts.
So did I.
But I think they're about the same. I feel like you wouldn't be missing anything if you were to go out and get Daniel Jones as opposed to getting Jalen Hurts.
I think Daniel Jones has the arm talent to be good, and now if you give him our weapons, does that make him good?
With the offensive line?
Does that make him good? Is that what he was missing?
It could, but I've never seen it. I would like to see proven talent. You know what I'm
trying? This was what just kills me, is you literally say you need to see it. Right?
Yeah.
And then you're looking at Jalen Hurts, and I'm saying, you've never seen it, but you're saying I need to see it.
Well, yeah, because I'm stuck with him right now. I'm stuck with him right now. There's nothing else I can do. He's my quarterback. That's what everybody's been telling me for the past 2 years.
You believe in what you see with one person, but you want to change what you see in another.
Since that first Saints game in 2020, that horrible winter of 2020, that first game, I've been told, oh, here's your quarterback one. So now I'm finally starting to accept it. There's no other option now. I still think it should have been an open competition this season. I don't think he should have been gifted the quarterback role. But apparently Gardner Minshew just played atrocious.
Correct.
Which was,
he was quarterback one.
Yeah, which was agenda talk. But I really feel like there maybe could have been an open quarterback competition. But at the end of the day, I had an epiphany. I realized that my Eagles fandom trumps all. And Jalen Hurts is my quarterback.
And you're on the bus.
I'm on the Jalen Hurts wagon.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well, but that also isn't true, right? We do have the ability to change next year. We have the ability to change in drafts. We have the ability to change in trades because of our picks, right? We're going to have the ability
and salary cap
because
we didn't sign a quarterback,
right? To make a move. So if Jalen Hurts isn't the guy, he's not going to be the guy next year.
Yeah,
100%.
I hear you. Guys, we're A2D Radio, rant booth here at Ocean City, New Jersey, 10th Street. Make sure you check us out on every platform. If you just tune it in, you can rewind us here on YouTube, rewind us here on Facebook, or you can check out the podcast, download the podcast on any platform. Make sure you hit and like and subscribe to the channel. We loved all the comments tonight, John, Name Brand, Mariah. We love you guys contributing to the show. It helps us talk sports.
Yes.
At some point, I get tired of hearing John's voice, and John gets tired of hearing my voice. So it's nice to be able to get these fans in.
Yes.
I know we had a couple tonight. If you do, or you're in Ocean City, come to the boardwalk. Come to all campus here, 10th Street. If you come and talk with us, you get 10% off your purchase in the store. Also, if you subscribe to the channel, you get 20% off your purchase in the store. So make sure you check us out.
Plus, we just got all the NFL sideline hats in, guys.
Yeah.
So come check them out. We got the casual catch hats in. The cancer hats this year.
Yeah, they look cool. I remember
really
I saw
nice.
them last week.
Really
I saw
nice.
the wool hats. I'm like, oh my god, that was pretty cool.
So we got them all in. So come check them out.
Yep. All right. We didn't really talk about Rager moving on today, so let's talk, or at least the team moving on from Rager. I don't know if it was Rager's option. So last segment of the show, Jaylen Rager gets traded to the Minnesota Vikings, and he's playing with his best friend Justin Jefferson.
The man he's going to be linked to.
Yep. And he's very well going to be the slot receiver, I think, because KJ Osborne went down.
Right.
So it's going to be Thielen, Jefferson, and Rager as the top 3 receivers.
And apparently, first place Minnesota Minnesota Vikings with Kirk Cousins throwing for 5,000 yards and being the MVP. So, yeah, Rager should have a monster year.
Yeah, no. I mean, the one thing I want to talk about is the fact, all of the praise I've seen on social media when it comes to how he made the pick.
He made the pick, and we lost on it. Let's not kid ourselves. We lost.
Significantly.
Yes.
I know I don't know where the comment was. 7th, sir, it's a conditional 4th. We're not going to get that 4th because he's not going to play. If it's a snap count, maybe. If it's a snap count, maybe. I don't know the details.
Honestly, what the hell's the difference between a 4th and a 5th anyway?
No, it doesn't matter.
There's nothing.
And there's a 7th link to it. The bottom line is he was a first-round draft pick, 21st overall.
Yeah.
When you had Justin Jefferson sitting in your lap, you had CeeDee Lamb at 18, where you easily could have moved up. You've shown over the past couple years that you're willing to move up to get guys for your current quarterback now. Why couldn't you do that with CeeDee Lamb?
Both of them are elite wide receivers for their teams now.
Yes, CeeDee and Justin Jefferson.
Yep.
Justin Jefferson very well may be the best receiver in the league.
Correct.
I mean, he went first overall in my fantasy league for a reason.
Right.
Drafted by yours truly.
Right.
Because I think he's probably going to be the best wide receiver in football this year.
Yeah, I mean, he's been the best rookie, ever. And the second year was not pretty, not far off.
With Kirk Cousins being his quarterback.
Right. And then a defensive head coach.
You want to talk about a guy that has made a quarterback look good? Maybe Justin Jefferson with Kirk Cousins. Maybe. Because Kirk Cousins stinks out loud.
Listen, I'm not going to say that. The man throws for 4,500 yards every single year.
Yeah, with Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs and Justin Jefferson.
Say what you want to say. He did it with Washington too.
Yeah.
He throws for 45 consistently.
Yeah.
He's a guy
down there in Washington too.
He's a guy I don't mind having on my fantasy team because I know he's going to be consistent.
Yeah. No, I hear you. That's besides the point. What I'm trying to say is the fact that people are praising that we got rid of this guy, we're praising the guy that picked him.
Right. You're praising a mistake.
Like all-time mistake.
Yeah.
Because Justin Jefferson is that good. And, oh, by the way, did Jefferson get paid yet?
No.
He did not get paid. So you could have saved the 3 digits that you just gave A.J. Brown because you would have had Justin Jefferson this year.
Yeah. I'm with you. I don't understand the praise for Howie Roseman. Listen, when it's all said and done, year 3 for Rager, we got to steal for him. All right? If we really get a 4th and a 7th for Jaylen Rager, it's a great trade. But what we wanted him to be and what we drafted him to be, it's a loss. No matter how you want to cut it, it's a loss.
Yeah. No, I hear you. And the guy chiming in, wealthy mind with a little bit of comic relief. The war room during the draft knew that AJ was a possibility. That's why they didn't go with Justin Jefferson.
Yeah. We saw it 3 years down the line.
Hey, they knew they were going to take Jalen Hurts. Yep. They knew that Jaylen and AJ are besties.
There you go.
I guess they did see it. Howie Roseman is a freaking genius. Genius Howie.
Yeah, but imagine we still could have had AJ and Justin Jefferson.
Or you could have had Devontae and Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Or you could have had DK and Justin Jefferson.
Could have had all 3 of them. I'm out on the Howie Roseman did a great trade for this. All he did was cover a mistake.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Now, if you want
to that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Now, if you want to say that this entire offseason and the entire offseason last year made up for those just horrific mistakes in 18, 19, and 20, the years following the Super Bowl,
Right.
then yeah, I'll give that to you because Howie Roseman had a hell of an offseason this year. He had a very damn good offseason last year.
Yeah.
Like, this team is built for the next half decade.
I agree with you. I think 5 years we have of a real legitimate chance to be a contender in the NFC.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're at the AFC level, but the NFC, we can contend.
Oh, yeah. With the right quarterback, yeah. I'm 100. I didn't even mean to say that. Like, that was a legitimate 40 and slip right there.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, if you have a Jimmy G, you're NFC Championship or bust right now.
Correct. I'm with you. If you have a Jimmy G, it's NFC Championship or bust. So it might be Super Bowl or bust.
Yeah. No. I'm all in. So DK and JJ. Don't say that. I'm trying to get past Howie's mistakes. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to look past it. Like, I'm not saying at the end of September, but come week 18, we are going to look past all these mistakes because we are going to be in the driver's seat. We're going to win the division, and we're going to be looking at a home playoff game.
Hopefully,
and that's going to cure all of Howie's mistakes.
Hopefully, a first round bye. I mean, I think we have a chance to
with the schedule.
Correct with the schedule, with the weak division that we have. I think we're going to be in competition for that first round bye. 12, 13 wins. I'm not putting it past us.
Yeah.
Right? And we get lucky with the schedule, right? Week 3, I believe, we hit Washington. They just lost Chase Young for 4.
Yeah.
All right, so we avoid that.
Their starting running back just got shot in the knee.
Correct. Brian Robinson.
Yeah.
And now Cowboys lose probably their best player.
Yeah.
In their left tackle.
Jason Peters.
Right?
I saw a comment earlier on in the show. How do you guys feel about Jason Peters and the Cowboys? I'm all for it.
Please.
Please. Hassan Reddick will take Jason Peters' lunch money for 4 straight quarters.
Yes. I am all over that. Let me put Sweat up against them. I don't care.
They very well may have to move Zach Martin to left tackle. I mean, he can play every position, right?
Yeah. I mean, it is the most, to me, besides quarterback, it's the most important position. They have one of the best, if not the best guy. He's out for a significant amount of time.
Yeah.
And it's only going to benefit us because we play him at least once in that time.
Yeah. Joe, we'll get to college football in a little bit. We'll finish up Eagles talk because, first of all, if Pitt and you and WVU were on tonight, we wouldn't be watching tennis right now.
No.
So, yeah, we'll get to college football in a little bit. Just finish up this. So if Jimmy G walks at the end of next year and we sign him, what do we do with the 2 firsts? I still think that you combo those 2 firsts and get a quarterback.
Nah.
And then have him watch Jimmy G for a year or 2.
I think Howie's going to do what Howie does, and he's going to roll him over to the following year. He's going to roll him to 2024, and he's going to just keep bumping that tire down the road. That's what he does. And he does it better than anyone.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And it's not like we got, the Chiefs or the Chargers or, a really good team's draft picks. We got some garbage cans who could be a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
Right? So I think he's going to keep bumping it until we need that quarterback.
Yeah.
Because that's it. Right? Let's say we have, 2 draft picks. We use one of them to fill a need. We bump one of them until we need a quarterback.
Yeah.
I think that's going to continue to happen.
Now, I find this to be a very interesting strategy because we're entering a new age of football where these quarterbacks are getting insane amount of money.
Yeah.
And you're either going to do that, you're going to find your top 8 quarterback and pay him. I
Right.
mean, we saw Kyler Murray. He may not even be a top 8 quarterback.
I don't think he is, but he got paid.
Top 12 quarterbacks, if you've proven to do something in a season, you're going to get an insane amount of money,
right.
and that's going to hurt the rest of your roster. Now, the Eagles are approaching it in a very different way, and I think the Saints are as well, and the 49ers maybe too.
49ers look like they are, yeah.
You build an insanely good roster, and then you have that Band-Aid, per se, as a quarterback.
Right. You have 2 to 3 years with that rookie quarterback. That's your window.
Yes.
Right? That's your window. If it doesn't happen,
you move on to the next
window. That's it.
And that's the first time this has ever happened in the NFL. From my years of watching NFL, I've always seen the Drew Breeses and the Peyton Mannings and the Tom Bradys and the Russell Wilsons
Right.
and all those guys. They've won all the Super Bowls. On the occasion, it's been the Eli Mannings with the defense and the run game.
Right.
But 9 times out of 10, it's always that quarterback is that guy that's going to win you the Super Bowl. Are we going to start seeing where Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert's going to go up against a Jalen Hurts or a Jimmy G in the Super Bowl?
Yeah,
Let's see what tactic wins.
I do. I think that's going to be the model for most GMs going into the seasons now is let's build a monster roster. Let's get a capable quarterback in a rookie contract, and let's hope he turns into a Joe Burrow, a Justin Herbert, a Patrick Mahomes. And if it doesn't happen, guess what we can do?
Move on to the next.
Go right back to the well.
Now, would you sign him if he does turn into that?
You have to. And so, you know why? Because you're hoping you already got your Super Bowl, right? And now you're signing them for merchandise and money.
I mean, it's what happened.
And that's what's happening.
It's what happened with Aaron Rodgers, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's what's going to happen with Patrick Mahomes. At some point, that contract is going to eat up the rest of that roster.
I think it's happened this year.
It has happened this year. Right.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers won it when he was young, right?
Yeah.
And he got contract every 4 or 5 years, and then he finally just signed this monster contract.
And you got to lose talent.
Yeah. I mean, Devontae moves on. So I'm sorry. Would you rather go build the monster roster, go the 49ers approach, go the New Orleans Saints approach, or would you rather go the Kansas City Chiefs approach or go the Green Bay Packers approach?
I'm happy, and I'm going to take the Eagles. I'm happy with the Eagles approach. I think this Eagles team can win with Jalen Hurts. All right? If it proves that we can't, it's an easy fix. It's an easy move off because it doesn't hurt us and move on to the next and see. But if you give that $50 million to that top guy, you can't put a team around them. I think it's going to be harder and harder to win in this league. We've already added one extra week, which means one extra week of more wear and tear on bodies, more injuries.
Yeah.
All right. So you're going to see rosters getting depleted just by injuries more now. All right. If you're going to deplete them by salary cap too, you're going to be at a real disadvantage.
All right. But you're saying if that quarterback does prove to you that he can do it and he gets you over the hump and he wins the Super Bowl, that's when you're going to sign him to that Superman contract?
Yep, you have to.
I think I'm with you.
Because you're going to lose your fan base if you don't, and you're going to lose all that revenue, all that merchandise sale. An owner can't do that. You can't.
Yeah, and then if it's a failure for the next 5 years, you just start over and it's just a pattern.
That's it.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I'm with that. I'm with that. You just said if an injury goes down, the season's basically depleted. Are you happy that they kept Andre Dillard on the team?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Because I feel like the fan base was maybe 60-40 in favor of keeping him. Like that 40% was a loud minority, I think.
Right.
Where they wanted to get rid of him.
This is what it comes down to. Yeah, he's a big chip, and he's kind of a backup for us, all right? So, yeah, we could get value for him. But realistically, what are you getting? Right? What are we really going to get? A big back? Like, are we really trading him for a big running back because we need one?
Yeah.
Are we really going to trade him for a third rounder? Like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
He's more valuable to me as a backup.
Yeah, I hear you. I wouldn't have traded him for a third rounder. I would have traded him for Kareem Hunt. I would have driven Andre Dillard to Cleveland for Kareem Hunt. I
don't know if I would have did that.
I like Driscoll. You could have picked up a guy off of the waiver list if you were to do that. You could have picked up a capable left hat. Hey, Leatherwood from freaking Oakland or Las Vegas.
Right.
First round pick.
Absolutely crazy that they
I mean, he was projected 4th round when they drafted him, but he was still a first round pick.
Right.
I mean, maybe it's a Jalen Reagor pick or whatever, and they just wanted to release him just to release him. But you could have picked up a guy like that or a guy of his stature if that meant getting Kareem Hunt here. But then again, I see Trey Sermon's available.
I was just about to say, there's a lot of big backs who could
Marlon Mack.
Marlon Mack is the one who I eyed.
Who knows Sirianni and Steichen system.
Marlon Mack, I think, is a very underrated guy who I would love to see on this roster.
Yeah. Brakeman chimes in, LOL, the Eagles fans aren't going anywhere. I could be the quarterback and the link would sell out.
There's a difference between selling out and having people rally around you and buying merchandise.
And want you to like win.
Correct.
Like you look at the process years.
Philly fans are different, right? If we're bad, we're literally going to boo. Like we're going to games to boo. All right? It doesn't happen around the league.
Yeah.
The rest of the league is not like Philly fans.
Yeah. Nikki was the one that said Trey Sermon is available. Real quick, here it is. Mr. Wing. Love Mr. Wing. Always chiming into the show. I'm still trying to find what Carson Strong did to not make it over Ian Book and Reese Net, who is awful. Carson Strong's knee is basically just made of metal right now.
Right.
And he didn't learn the playbook. I mean, that's what I heard from all the reporters.
So we did keep him on practice squad, right? Didn't we sign him to practice squad?
No, they signed Reese Net and Ian Book. From Ian Book was the kid from New Orleans.
Right, Ian Book.
Who people love.
Ian Book is our third, right?
Yeah, but
isn't he not on our active roster?
I don't know if he's going to be on. He might just be street clothes when it comes to the game.
Okay.
Like they're going to dress two quarterbacks. But Reese Net made the practice squad over Carson Strong, and the issue with that was, A, he was an undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
B, he has no knee left, and C, he didn't want to learn the playbook.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything negative about him. I mean, I didn't hear anything positive about him either.
He couldn't find the field because he didn't want to learn the playbook.
Okay.
That was the problem in the preseason. That's what I heard, and that's what I saw. I mean, Reese Net was getting all those snaps.
Why are we keeping a guy like that then? Yeah, there's no reason for that.
Yeah. All right, last 5 minutes of the show. Remember, Ocean City, New Jersey, 10th Street, all campus, rant booth. Check us out, A2D Radio. Subscribe to the channel. We love you commenting throughout the show. Turn on our alerts, notifications. Me and John are here every Wednesday night. Pretty soon we'll be here Sunday mornings for pre-games. So make sure you stay with us. We love you all. Rob Brinkman. We'll do fantasy, then we'll do a quick college football. We'll wrap it up.
Yep.
All right, so just quick. Who's your best fantasy sleeper I draft in 5 minutes? So just pick a round and say who you want, maybe.
To me, it's going to be Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
I'm high on Trevor Lawrence this year. I think he's going to end up being a top 5 fantasy quarterback. Not top 5 quarterback, but, a top 5 fantasy quarterback.
Yeah. Like, I think Jalen Hurts is going to be the best quarterback in fantasy.
Okay.
Like, number 1.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I like that. I like that approach. Build your team with running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, and then you go into the 13th round and draft Trevor Lawrence.
He'll
be
where
there.
I'm at.
He'll be there.
That's what I do.
Yeah. So
I have my draft on Friday, so I don't want to give too much out. I know all my friends are watching, so I'm not giving too much out.
I'll tell you what I will do. Best sleeper, Hunter Renfrow. You could probably get him in the 7th or 8th round of drafts this year. He's going to be wide open. Darren Waller's going to be drawing attention.
If healthy,
he's going to be drawing attention. Of course, Devontae Adams is going to be getting
all
the attention.
Yep.
But I think Renfro's quietly going to have a 1,100-yard season, double-digit touchdown. So I would go Renfro.
Okay.
That's my biggest fantasy sleeper this
I like
year.
that.
So, college football, real quick.
Tomorrow night, baby.
I'm very excited for college football.
I'm excied for tomorrow night. We got Penn State coming up against Purdue. We're a little favorite. I think we're at Purdue, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, a 3.5-point favorite. The last I saw. I'm excited for Penn State football. Yeah. I'm a Penn State guy.
I love Penn State.
I don't like missing games.
My biggest bucket list, ever, is to make it to a whiteout game.
Whiteout game?
I that's probably one of the biggest sports. I'd rather go to a whiteout game than the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they butchered the whiteout game this year. I mean, I don't know how it's not Michigan, Ohio State, or one of them.
Who did they make it this year?
Minnesota, I believe. I think it's against Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's pretty bad.
I don't understand. I think we beat Minnesota, running backwards.
Yeah.
So,
well, I remember a couple years ago, Penn State was in the driver's seat, and they went up to Minnesota, and they just completely fumbled the bag, and that just depleted the season.
Yeah, I think they lost 3 games in a row after that or something. Yeah.
I mean, that stunk.
Why you remind us of the bad times?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what I do. I mean, I'm a very fair-weathered Penn State football fan.
Okay. Well, who's your college guy?
No, I'm Penn State.
Penn State guy.
I love who's winning in college football.
Okay.
Because I never really went to a big college. I mean, I went to Chestnut Hill, so like it was a big football school.
Right.
But like I've always been like very paying attentiveness to Penn State. I loved McSorley and Barkley.
Oh yeah,
I loved all those guys.
Loved watching all that.
When I was a junior in high school, when they got totally robbed of making the college football playoff with McSorley,
yeah,
that really put a dent in my plans of like Penn State is my team.
Right.
But I would love to see them in the college football playoff.
I think they have a chance. I mean, I think it's going to be tough, but I think they have a chance.
Yeah,
they should have a decent team this year.
Just my real quick sleeper for college football. Not a sleeper, but who I think is going to win it all. I think it's going to be Clemson.
Yeah, I was about to say, is there any sleepers left in college?
No.
There's none, right?
Until they make it an 8-team playoff.
The way it's constructed.
You can't say sleeper.
Nope.
Like, if there was an 8-team playoff, Penn State would be my sleeper.
Okay. All right. And that would be a sleeper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with. I like Clemson. I mean,
they're not even ranked.
Clemson's always going to be Clemson.
Yeah.
You know, Alabama.
Now, yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to get off.
I mean, that middle linebacker is going to be number 1 overall next year.
That's what
right?
they're saying. Yeah. And they got the
Good
quarterback.
Thing we don't need them.
They got the quarterback. I mean, they have every piece again to win a national title.
Yeah. Nah, I hear you. All right, we had a heck of a show tonight. Remember, we're here every Wednesday night. We are the Rant Booth here on A2D, brought to you by All Campus, John Coyle himself. To my left, I am Jimmy Rodweller. All Campus, we are giving away 20% off everything in the store, including hats and shirts to all the subscribers. Like you said earlier in the show, we have all of our NFL sideline gear.
Yep.
So make sure
got it all in.
Make sure you come check us out. Summer is not over yet. September and October, they're good months. It's going to be beautiful here down at the Jersey Shore. So make sure you make a weekend trip. Make a trip out of it.
Yeah, spend a night down here, guys. You won't regret it.
Yep. All right. Been a great show. Have a great rest of your night. I'm Jimmy Rodler, John Cole to my left. Have a great rest of your night.
Take care, guys.